Let's begin. I don't even know what character I am. What character I am?
You will be Siegfried this evening. Maybe a little bit of Corel later. I don't know. We'll see how far we get.
Excellent.
Dave, take us in.
Previously on Dark Heresy, which was so long ago I can't remember what happened.
That's why there's a recap.
Not to be mistaken.
Canny and Seraph arrived in the mansion, slick with the blood of their friends and family. It had been a kindness, what they had done. It hadn't just been slaughter for the sake of it. Seraph was right. Those people were lost now, and Ferinus had agreed. He had seen this before, he said, on Protassia, when Gelt had taken Seraph. The foul mind, Ferinus had called it, a gestalt consciousness that had taken hold of the people of the world of Protassia. The people who were then purged by the 23rd Drusus Dragoons and their towering allies in grey armour. But the killing of her people, who she left long ago in pursuit of the woman she loved, seemed to have had something of an effect on Seraph. She was angry, enraged at the suggestion she was retiring her commission as an agent of the throne. She bore down on Zelda, frothing at the mouth. Her language, her accent. She was every bit the Decilium gutter rat she has always been. No trace of the refined accent, or the precise manner of speech she has been taught by the Inquisitor. She was here to help Hannibal, she said. Nothing more. To keep her word, because someone around here has to. Meanwhile, Canny visited Pench. The doctor tended to Canny's wounds, hooked him up with some good shit, and provided further treatment for the weakness, the frailty that the pit fighter has been feeling since facing Anthraxis, the herald of Nurgle. Something had gotten into him, Pench said. Some sort of disease. Nurgle's, lung rot, he called it. It must have been from all the bone dust in the gallows way, a common ailment for those who live in such conditions. You might cough something up, Pench said. Bring me a sample when you do. Pench's medications can work wonders. He is a valuable member of the team, if a little unhinged at times. It would be a shame if you were to lose such a man.
Collie says hi.
Take him on the next field operation.
Hi, Collie.
Other Dave won't say hi. He's being tight. Collie says you look sad.
Hello.
What a fake smile, buddy. There we go. That's much better. Everything's better now, right?
My resting bitch face.
Always good to hear.
Resting bitch face.
Like that.
Oh, maybe.
The doggy.
I don't think the doggy's on the table.
No, he's on his knee. Oh, he was. He's gone now.
Now I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've just interrupted Dave's intro, which he loves it when you do that.
I'm used to it. Everyone interrupts the intros. It's standard now, isn't it? It's expected. I mean, we even write in pause for Johnny.
Don't fall out with Cupid.
I was discussing Donald Trump. I was saying I think Donald Trump is stupid and cannot speak proper English, and he's saying Donald Trump is a legend.
Oh dear.
So,
Yeah, one of her online. Gaming buddies is. Oh yeah. Oh, you could heard that, did you? Yeah, basically Trump's. She's got like a Trump fan that she's talking to.
Nice.
And I can just hear the volume.
I'm not a fanboy, but I think
I want to hear this.
He's got an agenda. Well, he's certainly got an agenda.
Alright.
He's certainly got an agenda.
Got a plan, man.
Got a plan. Trump's plan.
Yeah, his plan is to try and keep himself out of prison.
And take over the United States.
Anyway, meanwhile,
execution on myself.
Silas had left the carnival.
Meanwhile,
He travelled to the Purity Gate that he always used to come and go from the city via, and there he bribed some guards, standard procedure, and went out into the waste storm. They warned Silas, those guards, of the waste storm, but Silas has weathered many such storms. He knows what he's doing. He was not, however, prepared for the ferocity of this particular storm. It was like nothing he had ever seen. It seemed to target him specifically as the Purity Gate was opened, and the rad counter in his suit was off the scale. He would have likely perished there in that airlock, were it not for the woman who saved his life. A stowaway in the wagon. Agatha was her name. She risked her own life to save Silas. Her arm and part of her face was eaten away by the razor-sharp silicates of Decilium's surface. And the rads she must have taken. She must have been exposed to so much radiation. Yet she showed no signs of being in any pain, and showed no concern as she spoke with Silas. She told him she had been a carny. But she had to get away from that place before it was too late. She had to get out into the wastes. She didn't know where to, but she would know where when she got there. She would be no trouble, she promised. She just needed a ride out of the city. And Silas was grateful for the woman's help, and so he let her ride with him. He offered her the chance to work with him, to become partners in his scavenging business. But the God Emperor has greater plans for Agnetha Notaire of the Blighted Skullum. And they do not involve scavenging in the wasteland of a doomed world. An hour or so later, Gaius, Siegfried, Hannibal and Vernetta found themselves in the company of Lady Pagni, along with Trantia, Seraph, Dr. Pench and an assortment of Lady Pagni's staff. Lady Pagni showed off as she flew you to Angel's Haven, showing you the thousands of workers she had generously given the day off to celebrate her birthday. You witnessed the ritual known as chasing the apex, where the ornithopters would swoop up towards the top of the city before stalling and falling back towards recognised flight paths, symbolic, said Cale Marotti, of the 7 great major houses attempting to ascend to the heights of the apex, that central spike of glass and plasteel that thrusts into the heavens like a spear thrusting into darkness. Sorry, did I say 7 great houses? I meant 8. Easy mistake to make. They would always fail, Cale said, until the day Governor Ord Killian died, and on that day there would be blood, as the noble houses war for the rule of this world. Dinner at Lapius was a grand affair. You were met by Hubert. Gaius's concealed weapons were deactivated with no particular ceremony or shock that he even was carrying such a weapon. Hubert is clearly a professional, knows better than to question why a guest in his restaurant, flagged up as an entirely augmetic being by the doorstaff's hidden auspex equipment. Small talk was had about Lady Pagni's business. Some sort of shipment had gone missing, and Gaius offered his help in finding it. He could tell the arbiters about it, he said. This seemed to annoy Cale Marotti. It was an internal affair. There was no need to bring in outsiders, but Lady Pagni was grateful for the offer of assistance from her latest creation. And she hung on Gaius's every word as he pledged the assistance of the Inquisition and the Adeptus Arbites to finding some missing bionics, surely a task worthy of the time of those hallowed institutions. The starters came out. Siegfried had a little moment where he thought it might once again be that accursed soup, but it was not. Yet he still had a moment's reflection. A memory surfaced. A dining room. His father's stern voice. Something dark in the shadows. And Seraph and Serena seemed to be competing somehow, showing off their skills with a fish knife. Pench ordered a bottle of Amasec and was demolishing it by himself until Gaius and Siegfried decided to help themselves to it. The main course came out roasted through offal, imported from Quadis. It was exquisite. At one point, Gaius felt Lady Pagni's foot resting on his inner thigh. She was drinking quite heavily, and most certainly loosening up. She mentioned Delmont, her husband, at one point. A little bit of sadness in her voice when she mentioned his name. This evening's reservation had been originally made for the two of them 5 years ago, but he was not here. Dessert came, and with it came a revelation, for Seraph, as Lady Pagni described having once seen her dance in the carnival many years ago. And that was where she had met Lady Machenko, and they had both remarked on how Seraph was the most graceful, beautiful thing in that wretched place. Seraph has told some of you the story of how she met Mesmeron, how she found the Inquisitor broken and wounded in the Underhive, and how she had rescued her, brought her to the carnival, nursed her back to health, and they had fallen in love. And when Antonia announced she was leaving, Seraph had demanded to go with her. And then, on arriving on Scintilla, the Tricorn had forbidden Antonia from keeping Seraph as a lover, and commanded her to be sent to the House of the Whispered Hand, and trained as an assassin, and, well, we all know what happened next, don't we? Gelt and Speyer, my pretty pretties. But now, Seraph has learned that Lady Machenko, the Inquisitor Mesmeron, had been watching Seraph prior to their first meeting. The bitch lied again, it seems. Vernetta tried to speak to a very drunk Dr. Pench. Why? She asked. Why did you not undo what the Magos had done? Please, Pench begged, don't do this. But Vernetta pushed. Questions, questions, more questions. Pench doesn't like questions, because questions don't get answered. Why couldn't he fix the cog girl? Why does Canny look just like Tal? Who the fuck is Gladstock? How can the mansion be in two places at once? How does a dead man still walk? How does the Inquisitor look younger than him without a day's rejuve treatments? Who's the little girl? Why is no one else freaking out about the fact that the house has started fucking talking? So many questions, he said. Why, Vernetta? It doesn't pay to ask why of Inquisitor Antonia Mesmeron. You lot, Pench said, you're as bad as her. You just get on with it, going about your business like nothing's wrong, like nothing's strange. It's all wicked, he said. This place is heresy. I mean, I'm no angel, and I'm glad she's gone, and I hope she doesn't come back. But something tells me we ain't seen the last of her, said Pench. Somewhere else, a woman lies dead on the floor of an ornate, elegant office. I've seen what she does, ranted Pench. She gets in your head, makes you forget or remember, and she makes you believe in whatever she wants. Everyone in this place, she's been in our heads, all of us. How do you know I'm real? How do I know you're real? Blood trickled from Pench's nostril and then his ear. And somewhere else, a rotund, overweight, heavily augmetic man pushes through the others around the body of the dead woman on the floor. A tall, dark-skinned woman stands nearby, in the armour of the Hospitallers. A man in a mask stands by her side, a brother of the Mechanicus, a diminutive ratling, a redeemed priest with a huge chainsword, an Iacanthan wildman, and a huge hulking ogrin, all watch on. Fuck! Says Inquisitor Globus Farak. On the back of the hulking Terminator armour that the dead woman wears, the cylindrical device beeps with increasing urgency. A second such device beeps on a chair nearby. Varak reaches forward and deactivates the device on the dead woman's body. Seconds later, the chair vanishes. Fuck! Says Varak again. Back in La Pièce, Vernetta eased off the questions. He knows, she realised. Pench knows something. A surprise guest then arrived in the form of Lady Pagni's father, Lord Eldon. One of the most powerful men on Decilium. His guest for the night was Lord Editon Rosa, son of the head of the most ambitious and rapidly advancing great house, who up until a few decades ago had been a minor player on Decilium. They wished Lady Pagni happy birthday. They spoke of a deal between the two houses. Lord Rosa spoke to Siegfried, who had recently requested a tour of one of House Rosa's factorums. Lord Editon Rosa is no stick in the mud like his father. He would be delighted to show Siegfried around one of his facilities. He would make the arrangements, be in touch. Lord Eldon mentioned that he was not aware of his family's ties to Fenxworld, where Lord Rains and his wife claimed to hail from. He wished his daughter, his most ambitious daughter, a happy birthday. And well played, he said, as he left you to the cheese board. Well played indeed, my daughter. He winked at Siegfried. Lord Eldon knows, you realise. He knows that Siegfried is not who you claim to be. He knows that Lady Pagni is working her way up the line of ascension by force and cunning use of blackmail. But most disturbingly of all, he seems pleased by this.
Chip off the old block.
Lord Eldon is a dangerous man. He also knows that some of you broke into his facility and stole something from him. You stole power cells from an illegal, heretical, fully automated production facility belonging to Lord Eldon, and Lady Pagni has used the knowledge of that to keep Lord Eldon off both her back and yours through blackmail of her own father. But Lady Pagni doesn't know the full truth. She doesn't know what else you took from that place. Or rather, she doesn't know who came back with you from the Shattered Foundry, hitchhiking in the mind of Vernetta. On the heels of that pair of visitors came one more visitor, Chef Francois de Plume, who spoke of his newly crafted recipe, and then froze up. So did Kale, Serena, and Lady Pagni. And Vernetta noticed each of them wore a particular augment. Through the mouth of Chef de Plume came another voice. The voice of Felroth Gelt. Seraph tensed, gripping a knife, but made no move as Gelt spoke to you through this puppet. He did not deny the accusations against him, save for the one about being enthralled to dark forces. He admitted the many terrible things he has done, and he justified them as being necessary to defend his God Emperor and the Imperium whom he serves. He told you this world was doomed, and you should leave. He could help you leave. He could give you information on many of the sector's most wanted heretics, and he started by giving you information on Cyric Scale, the creator of Alyssa. Leave this world while you have chance, he said, or stay and become a player in a game you cannot win. And as the chef's eyes cleared, so did those of Kale, Serena, and Lady Pagni. They all seemed oblivious to what had just happened. And then later, back in Spire Pagni, her ladyship lured Gaius to her chambers. Kale seemed put out by this. I'll deal with it, Serena whispered to him. Trantir and Siegfried retired to her chambers. Vernetta, Hannibal, Pench, and Gaius tried to access the mansion, but for some reason the gateway wasn't working. What has happened to cause that pocket of the Eldar webway to become closed off? That mansion, a replica of Lady Antonia Machenko's childhood home, made of Eldar Wraithbone, a material said to be formed and shaped by the minds of those with the knowledge to do so. What could cause a doorway to a place made of memory and Xenos material, created by someone's will, to suddenly close? Stuck, for now, in Spire Pagni, Dr. Pench collapsed into a chair, unconscious in the Rains suite. Vernetta and Hannibal spoke for a while of what to do next. A shuttle, yes, a shuttle to get back closer to the carnival. Perhaps the other door still works. And then a walk from there back home seemed to be the only viable option. Back to the carnival. Tomorrow, though, perhaps. It's been a long day. Seraph and Hannibal helped themselves to Siegfried's armory before Seraph invited the Catachan killer into Siegfried's room for the night. Seraph paused at the doorway, inviting Vernetta to join them.
Slots.
But no. Vernetta stayed in the lounge with a heavily snoring Dr. Pench. Not the eyes, he mumbled in his sleep. Right. Siegfried, I would like you to make a toughness test at -30. This isn't a it can go badly wrong test. This is a skill test that has been building up over time, and you may or may not gain something from this.
Okay.
This is from drinking, basically. You've got the potential to gain a little extra skill here.
30. Probably nothing.
Okay, but as usual, it's all progress. What a night! What a night indeed! Lady Pagni was definitely a bit tipsy, but not so drunk that what happened next could be considered inappropriate. There was a moment when she hesitated, seeming to sober up a little as she considered Gaius and other things. And she had flipped down a framed pict on her nightstand before she slithered out of her dress, unfastening the ridiculous bouffant hair piled atop her head. And it was a unique experience for Gaius, his body responding in much the same way as a flesh and blood body would, but there was little pleasure for him. Well, for him at least. For Lady Pagni, it seemed like something of a release, as though she had been holding her breath for so long, and now she could breathe again. And afterwards, she smiled at Gaius. She said nothing. She seemed content. She raised the picture frame once more, gazing at the image there, a slightly younger version of herself, standing with a handsome young chap with a thin pencil moustache. And by their side stands a young boy, perhaps 12 or 13 years old. He smiles too in this picture. They all look so happy. And Lady Pagni placed the picture back on the nightstand and drifted off to sleep. And Gaius saw, in the faint light of the dimmed lumens overhead, a single tear roll down her cheek. And Gaius still needs sleep, of course. The brain still needs its downtime to process things, and in the luxurious chambers of Lady Leonandra Pagni, Gaius drifts off and dreams of things. Siegfried, meanwhile, once again enjoyed the intimate pleasures of Trantia. The nights you spend with her are incredible, Siegfried. She's a passionate, tender lover. She gives as much as she receives, and each moment with her is more enjoyable than the last. She's an expert at this, you realise. She leaves you wanting more. You would do anything to keep getting what she offers. The fire in her eyes alone is enchanting to watch. And in the aftermath, she lays draped across your chest. How long do you think he's known? She asks you. Gelt, I mean. Has he always known we were here? Or have we done something to tip our hand?
Maybe he always seemed to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of us, so he's probably always knew that we were here. Maybe he's just been watching us, biding his time, waiting for his time to approach us.
Perhaps.
What do you think?
I'm not sure. He seemed to suggest he was present in the Gallows Way during the battle for the Purity Gate. Maybe he isn't what we've been told. Maybe he's an ally, or at least a potential one. Or maybe we should just go. You and I, just disappear, start a new life, away from all this madness and horror. I've done it before, I can do it again. I hear Quadis is lovely.
Yes, I hear that too. Would you? I don't know how. I don't know if the quiet life would suit me. It's not just you that leaves me wanting more. Sometimes I just can't get enough of what I actually do for a living. Sometimes it's something I need to do in order to be normal.
She doesn't answer
you. know what I'm saying.
She doesn't answer you, Siegfried. She's fallen asleep, and you gaze down at her, and you see the birthmark on her shoulder. That faint mark you've noticed before that's shaped a little like a chalice. You trace it with the tip of your finger. Tell her, comes a voice. And you stand in a dark stone chamber, the ceiling lost in darkness far above. You've been here before. A single barred window reveals a yellow moon through a smog-laden sky. Tell her, we need her. The hunchback, the withered, wrinkled woman whose disfigurement writhes around on her back of its own accord, her left leg a ragged stump. She sits in the corner of the cell, gazing at you with rheumy eyes, and she weeps. This woman who you've spoken with before through the paintings. Her shoulders judder with each deep, ragged sob. It is the cry of someone in mourning, of someone who has lost someone dear to them. Why didn't you tell her? She wails. Outside.
Tell her what?
That we need her. Outside the window, a black orb slides across the night sky, obscuring the moon. It's too late, cries the second voice, ragged beneath her first primary female voice, a deep, raspy voice. It's too late! The figure lurches, dragging its twisted, freakish form out of the shadows towards you, the naked, mangled flesh of a woman, misshapen hunch on her back that writhes as she wriggles towards you. The lump has two sets of arms of legs and legs of its own. Its face peers out from just above the hip of the malformed woman. Two creatures, two people fused into one. The creature collapses.
He's going to put his hand out, Joe. He's going to go, whoa there, split the difference.
It's just like slithering towards you like horrifically. She collapses to the floor as you raise your hand. She's weak. She's exhausted. She rolls onto her back, pressing the face of the boy that is fused with her spine into the cold stone floor, and she looks up at the window, at the black orb that eclipses the moon. Her blonde hair is matted and filthy, her blue eyes are bloodshot and filled with madness, her features are caked in filth and crisscrossed with scars and welts, but still, she looks so very much like her. Darkness falls. Nothing save her voice remains. Take the spear, she says. The woman, Persephone Machenko. Hannibal, your night is something else. Seraph is wild, insatiable, a little bit scary, truth be told. You're not 100% sure you enjoyed yourself. Not all of it, anyway. She bit you at one point. She drew blood from your shoulder.
The pegging was a bit weird.
The pegging, yeah. Of all the animals that you have encountered in your years as a hunter, it's possible you just tangled with the most dangerous that you've ever met. And when she was done with you, with the sweat having washed a little more of her makeup away, revealing the brand there on her face, you do start to question if that was a good idea or not. And she stands now naked, peering into the closet where the gateway should be, and she pulls the gate stones from around the doorframe and peers at them for a moment before she puts them down by the side of the bed. And then she takes a long pull from a bottle of wine that she's found somewhere and examines the sword that she has taken from Siegfried's cache of weapons. She activates the power field, and it crackles to life, casting stark shadows around the room. And then she extinguishes the blade, tosses it aside, bored with it. She crosses the room, finding her crumpled dress and her handbag. She roots around inside, finds an IO stick, lights it, says, "Do you think he's right? Gelt, I mean. Is this a fight we can't win?"
Nah, any fight's winnable. Just not necessarily by the side that you're on.
She nods, is seemingly in agreement with this. That's a good point. He's got to be here, though, on this world. He has to be here. There was no delay in his answers. You know, no lag through that puppet chef he was speaking through. He must be close. We need to find him and kill him. Your mission might have to wait a little bit, mate, but I know a promise is a promise and all that. I'm not going to break that promise, but guilt's number 1 on the Inquisition's fuck-up list, and besides, I've got a score to settle with him.
Fair enough. You need a hand? He says, wiping his cock on fucking Siegfried's curtains.
Not my curtains, Lady Pagni.
She crosses to the nightstand again and picks up the 4 gateway stones once more. She says, yeah, let's fuck him up. Let's find him, kill him. And after that, and we find your beast house.
Sounds like a plan.
Sleep eventually comes to you, Hannibal. And it's relatively peaceful. But at one point you are woken in the night by Seraph thrashing about wildly in the bed, moaning and wailing in her sleep, and no attempt to soothe or calm her or wake her seems to work. And she breaks out in a cold sweat. She's shaking and shivering, and it seems like more of a fit than a dream. And just as you were thinking, maybe you should call for help, she wakes up and she sits bolt upright, her eyes wild, her mouth hanging open in a silent scream, and the temperature of the room drops several degrees, and your breath fogs before you. Seraph's does not, because she does not breathe. Not for a very, very long time, and when she does, she speaks in a voice that is not hers, a voice you do not recognize. "I'm sorry," she says, and then she collapses. Her breathing returns to normal, the temperature of the room rises, and then she mumbles something. "Fuck you, you bitch." The rest of the night goes uninterrupted. Gaius isn't here. Hannibal and Siegfried, I'd like you both to make willpower tests, please.
Yeah. Straight willpower, yeah?
Yep.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. Siegfried, you may remove 1 insanity point. Hannibal, you may remove 2 insanity points.
Cool.
The benefit of a good shag.
Good, I'm down to 23 now.
Woohoo! If we get Siegfried back down to 0, does he stop being a serial killer? That's the question.
Maybe, yeah. I become a children's television presenter instead of. You know what I mean?
I think you did start with. Like 8 insanity points or something on Siegfried. From what I remember. Vernetta.
Yeah. It was
Vernetta. In the dark of night, he comes. As you scream your terror in the small apartment. The dream was vague, hazy, indistinct, but utterly terrifying as the dreams of small children can be. As their psyche struggles to comprehend concepts too lofty and complex for their undeveloped minds to understand, and you woke sobbing and screaming in the darkness, but he was there in moments to soothe you. In the dream, you were in a dark place. Something lurked nearby, waiting and watching, and your mother was there. And in the darkness, you called out to her, but she couldn't seem to hear you. Outside of the dream, she is gone. And yet traces of her remain around this small apartment, depicted on the wall, the hairbrush with strands of her hair by her bed, the dresses that your father can sometimes be found stroking, his eyes moist. They still smell of her. And the book on the side table, marked on the last page she had read from. And in the dream, you saw her face, but the details begin to slip from memory. And the dark thing hunts her. You remember how she looked. And you remember how she changed as the sickness took her and consumed her. And she sank in on herself. But in the dream she is whole once more, if a little indistinct. But she is lost. and she screams for you, and you scream for her. But he is there. He's always there in the dead of night when you need him. Strong arms lift you. He's there. There, Vernetta. There. It's just a dream. Just a dream. Go back to sleep, child. He lifts you, pushes the thin, wire-framed spectacles up his slender nose. He smiles. It's a smile that's all for you. There is no one else now. You are all that matters. It's a smile that does not quite reach his eyes. And you sob, I know, Vernetta. There, Vernetta. He hugs you. You smell his cologne. You are safe. He wraps you in his jacket, that familiar jacket you remember so well. Soft, brown leather. It smelled of him and somehow her as well. Come sit with me for a little while in the workshop. My pretty. You awaken. Sunlight lances in through the open curtains of Lady Pagni's guest suite. Slumped in the armchair by the tall clock of dark wood and brass, Dr. Pench sprawls. He looks very pale. His jacket is laid across you. A jacket of soft, brown leather, so similar to the one your father once owned. You peer out of the crack in the curtains through the window. The sky is oddly clear. The usual yellow-grey smog seems lessened, as though yesterday's storm has washed away the perpetual murk of Desoleum. It can't last, surely. Dr. Pench still has blood on his face, thin streams around his eyes and nose. He coughs as his eyes flutter open. Oh, fucking hell! Oh, morning. His eyes are like slits, bloodshot. He shakes. You've seen Pench in some states before, but this is something else. He sits up and vomits down his shirt. Oh, fuck! He tries to sit up. It's gone. He vomits again. I can't feel her. She's not there, V.
They're there. You're safe. Who's not there? What's she talking about?
She's in my head. She's always in my head. Behind the eyes. She's gone. V, she's gone.
Who?
The fucking Inquisitor. Mesmeron.
You mean she's gone? You mean gone?
I don't know. She's there all the time. I can always feel her. She watches through my eyes. Constantly. She's not there. Why do you think I fucking drink all the time? It's just to fucking numb the pain of her being in there. I can hear everything she thinks. She's gone, V.
What was the last thing that she thought?
Ow!
Is there more, Pench? Or...
Sorry.
Oh. So you do very well at keeping immersion. It was very. I was going to say a very good intro there. But, you couldn't help yourself.
I know. She was. I could hear her thinking something had gone wrong. Something wasn't supposed to be the way it was, and there was someone there that shouldn't have been there. Wherever she was, someone she recognised, and then pain. She just felt a lot of pain, and then that was it. It ended. V, I think she's dead.
Good. Fuck the bitch.
Pench smiles a little. Well, yeah.
Glad she's dead, Pench.
I'm not going to lie. Wait, is this a trick? Do you know she's not really dead? And you're going to be like, you called her a bitch. I'm going to tell her.
No, Pench. It's not like that.
Well, if you do, I don't mean what I'm about to say, but fuck that bitch. Siegfried. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just with the. What does Vernetta know about the mansion and what it's made of and all that sort of the heavy hints you were dropping during the intro? How much of that does Vernetta know? Would you say?
Not a lot, because Vernetta doesn't really know much about aliens. You do know that. So you've witnessed the mansion is able to self-repair. You've heard a couple of times that it's a replica of her childhood home. You were present when the Farseer rocked up and basically said, "This isn't, this was given as a gift to Inquisitor Arcturus, and that is about it. And I think you may have heard the phrase Eldar Wraithbone at some point, but you wouldn't know what that is.
Okay.
You also know that Trantia was given permission and instruction on how to manipulate the mansion for while the Inquisitor was away.
Yeah.
That was her power play thing that she's not done a lot of.
No.
I'm just going to grab a drink. Hang on.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Turns out I've got one here. Don't know where that came from. I think that followed me through from the kitchen by itself.
Making a brew.
Oh,
I'd be back.
a lovely brew. It's kind of a shame that Hayden isn't here, because his little dream section was mocking him heavily for having all his flesh cut off. Has Alan got a big bar of chocolate? Is that a big bar of chocolate you've got there, Alan?
It's a bag of Dairy Milk Mega Buttons.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah, close enough.
I recognised the colour as chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
My chocolate detector. Why has this gone off? Fucking technology. Yeah, I just said to Dave, it's a shame. Hayden isn't here, because Gaius's dream is basically just mocking him pretty hard for having all his meat cut off, like saying that he's fallen to the Omnisire and stupid shit like that. He's a traitor to the God Emperor.
Have you started your work again, Dave?
Yeah, I've
that
been
on
doing
that
it for a
side?
couple of weeks now.
A couple of weeks now, okay. How's that working out?
It's going all right. I mean, it's nothing I haven't done before, because I've got 17 years of it, but it's just proving the point once again that I'm able to do the job from home, no problem.
I think if you've got any sort of office-based job, any job that can be done from an office, you should have the option to work from home these days. There's no other reason to go to an office, is there, with all the modern technology that you've got? I mean, I'd love to be able to work from home, but it's not really possible to do my job from home. And I imagine, Alan, yours maybe to some extent as well?
I did work from home during the COVID times quite a bit. But obviously I can't do any lab work while I'm at home, but I don't think working from home is for everyone, and there's a lot of people, I'm only speaking for myself, some people it doesn't suit. Like if I go to work, I kind of get into a work mode, but when I'm at home, I'm in a home mode, so I just don't want to. Sorry if that came out wrong. I don't want
for Johnny.
Luckily he's not here to mock me, but you know what I mean, I can't really be asked while I'm at home, and I find it very easy just to toss it off and not work. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time slacking quite bad when I was working from home, and that's how some people are. Some people will, I think some people it's actually better. They actually work better from home than they would at an office. So I think it's kind of a case by case thing that, but certainly for me it doesn't work.
I don't know if it'd work for me or not.
But now for me, I just can't be arsed working when I'm at home. It's just yeah. So I did a lot of slacking, a lot of kind of laying in. Well, it was more like laying in. I did a lot more sleeping than I should have, and there's like a knack to having the laptop on and then seeing how long I can kind of stay in bed half sleeping and see if anything important comes in. So there's a little element of gambling there, and so that was a little game I played a number of times. Let's see how much extra time I can sleep. So
So
yeah, I mean, it just doesn't suit me. But I think some people, they perform better work at home.
yeah.
And yeah.
So I mean, obviously I don't have the option to work from home, but I'm a procrastinator and I'm very easily distracted. So I think if I was to work from home, I wouldn't get much done. But on the other hand, if I was in an office environment and there's anyone talking nearby, I get distracted by that.
Yeah,
like even if I'm not listening to what they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
I get easily distracted by stuff.
And yeah, these people who work in these open plan offices,
Oh, God.
for me that's an absolute nightmare.
Oh,
And luckily,
God,
I don't have that. I can't concentrate when there's other people nattering, especially people. There's a lot of people who like to natter and do fuck all, right?
Yeah.
So and that just totally, well, it would totally interrupt my workflow, being in that sort of environment. So.
I worked in an open plan office for about 3 months when I used to do the quality control stuff on shifts, and you used to rotate round. So it was like you used to have I think it was supposed to be 6 months. You're supposed to have a 6 month stay doing the same job but on days. And there was 6 of us and 5 shifts. So, you know, you had 5 of them on shifts and 1 on days, and you used to rotate round, so you never got attached to a particular shift. And when I did my 6 month stint, I had to go and beg to go back on shifts after 3 months, because I was like, this is fucking pointless. I'm not getting outdone. You're giving me all these ridiculous tasks. They're asking me to write code for all the fucking websites and shit, which I don't really know how to do. I'm trying to learn how to do it on the fly, and I've got 100 other people talking shit around me. It's like, there's no fucking way I can do this, and I had to beg to let them go back on shifts. And then I was like, if you put me back on shifts, I'll still do that in addition to my other job. Just please let me have my own office on shifts. And on nights when it was quiet, I just sat and fucking learned how to code websites. Basically, it was like, why couldn't they have just fucking left me on shifts to do that? It was really annoying. At least they didn't take my 30% shift pay off me. So, right, where are we? Siegfried.
Good. Yeah.
You awaken. And you find yourselves alone in the bed. Trantia is standing over by the window, wrapped in a soft robe of expensive-looking imported silk. And she sips at a cup of recaf. There's another on the nightstand next to you for you.
That's very kind. Thank you, my dear. Just gonna sip the recap. Oh, it's the good stuff.
It's cold.
So am I inside. He thinks to himself.
Yeah, you take a sip and it's a bit cold. It might have been there a while.
I was tempted, just to go, Trantia, could you just warm this up for me, doing your thing, and warm this up for me?
Are you asking her to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, she comes over and absent-mindedly just grips the bottom of the cup. And within seconds you see it's steaming. You see her hand glows. And she walks away. She looks distracted. And she says,
You are some kind of woman.
I am indeed some kind of woman, yes. Something's happened, Siegfried.
Something good or something bad?
I fear it might not be good. I dreamt of the Inquisitor as she lay dying. There were people just standing around watching her die. I felt her die, Siegfried. I don't think it was just a dream.
Guess there's no way we could verify it. He's going to drink his coffee and go, ooh, that's hot.
It's very hot. She says, well, I mean, if we could find an astropath, maybe we could try and reach out to the navigator of the Reckless. I'm vaguely familiar with him. Maybe if I work with the navigator, I could contact him. He might know something.
Could ask Lady Pagni. I'll page her for that.
Okay.
So I'm just going to page that we any chance we can get an astropath for some astropathic communication. Would that be possible? Just make an appointment.
You get a reply straight back from Lady Pagni. She seems quite eager to speak to you a lot of the time these days, and she says to you, "Yes, I can arrange one. It might take a day or two. They're not always available straight away. Obviously, I'm not as important as some people on the planet, but I do have some sway. I'll make inquiries and get back to you. It might be quite costly, but in light of recent events, I'll foot the bill."
It's okay. I'll return the favour in whatever way you want me to. You know what I can do.
Yes, I know what several of your companions can do as well.
Did you? I trust you had a good night with our esteemed Arbite.
Terribly busy, cousin. I'll get back to you later. And she severs the connection.
He's just gonna chuckle to himself and drink his coffee.
Hannibal, you awaken, and Seraph is also no longer in the bed. You look around, and her dress is still on the floor. The gate stones for the gateway are still on the nightstand. The power sword she was playing with lies where she left it. And then you notice that the curtains and the doors to the balcony are open.
I shall step outside and see what's going on.
In the raw?
Yeah, I've got nothing to hide.
Why?
I'm a jungle man.
Outside, Seraph is indeed standing on the balcony, and she's dressed only in a shirt that she's presumably robbed out of Siegfried's wardrobe. And she's gazing up at the needle-like apex of the city, the central spire of the city. And this view, Hannibal, is somehow simultaneously grim and also awe-inspiring. The hive stretches out seemingly endlessly in every direction as far as the eye can see, bearing in mind how high up you are as well. It just goes some way to show how big the city is. There are aircraft flitting this way and that. Smoke belches out of stacks into the unusually clear sky. And she says, I can feel it. The atmospheric shield around the balcony flickers briefly, seeming to fight to keep the toxic air out of the tower. She says, something's changed. She's gone.
Who?
The Inquisitor. You've not met her, so you wouldn't know, but she gets in your head, and the more you're connected to her, she can do things. She can talk to you from anywhere, see what you see, hear what you hear. But she's gone.
Sounds like it might be a good thing.
She looks you dead in the eyes and says, I just wish it had been me that got rid of her. Okay, it's over to
I'll smile. I won't respond.
She heads out the door into the central room, and about this time as well, Trantia and Siegfried, you leave your room into the central living space. So at this point, you're all back together in this living area. Vernetta, you're there with Pench as well. Trantia says, she looks straight at Seraph and says, did you feel it? Seraph nods. Pench nods as well. A smile spreads across his face. Seraph seems... Pench seems pleased. Seraph seems disappointed. Trantia, it's quite hard to read how she's responding to whatever has happened. She's not giving much away, whether she's happy, whether she's sad, whether she's concerned. Obviously, she has said to you, Siegfried, it might not be a good thing that she's gone, but she's giving nothing away with her facial expression.
What about Siegfried? Does he feel any different? Or is she never really sad?
You haven't felt anything in particular, but you have had this dream, obviously, of this hunchback, twisted, deformed woman that looks a lot like Inquisitor Mesmeron, but more haggard. And you have encountered these paintings on the wall. You've realised that she had a twin sister when she was a kid. It's quite, easy to assume that this woman you've dreamt of, several times you've dreamt of her as well, this woman. It's quite easy to assume it is her twin sister, but you don't know what relevance that has to anything. Just to refresh your memory, the first time you dreamt of her was after you first looked at the pictures.
Yeah.
And she said to you, tell her we need her. And then there was another voice, and it was almost like you were in the room with them, and you saw someone walk in. You saw a Sister of Battle walk in, rack a bolter, and go, "That's enough, Persephone." And then there was the boom of a bolt gun, and that severed the connection. And then several weeks later, you had another vision after looking at the pictures, and it was of this woman in this dark place that you saw her in last night, and she was missing a leg, and she said something else to you. I can't remember what it was. And she said something, and she reached out and grabbed your arm. And after that was when you began having the dreams of the memories of your childhood, and you started to see this idea that of two different dads. You know, one a pauper and one a wealthy man, and they both these figures appeared in one vision at one point with the creature in the shadow in the barn that's made of worms, metallic worms, which is basically what Gladstock is as well. So it's almost like this dream Persephone that somehow you're contacting is awakening your memories of your childhood and pointing out that you have encountered something like Gladstock before in your past.
Everybody sleep all right?
Yes. Yes. Pench's snoring didn't keep me up too much.
Sorry about that, V. I've got an adenoid problem. If only I knew a good surgeon.
Oh, very good, Ben. Very good.
I feel like a new man. Honestly, I feel great. I feel better than I have in years. And he reaches into his trouser pocket, pulls out an Obscura pipe, and just starts having a toke.
Please, Pench, make yourself at home.
He absolutely does. He undoes the top button on his trousers, sits down, puts his feet up on the coffee table.
This changes everything.
Go on then, Pench. Go on then, Pench. Seems like a good way to recover.
Chucks the pipe to you.
He's going to have a bit. He's going to have
It's a little early in the day for Obscura.
It's never too early, V.
It's never too early.
Of course not. That's ridiculous.
What about Glimmer? And he pulls out a little pouch of white powder.
Must I remind you that?
Oh, go on, Pench.
We think the Inquisitor.
Oh, do behave, Pench. Like that.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh.
No, I was going to say, must I remind you that the late Inquisitor is dead? This changes everything.
I mean, yeah, it does. But I mean, what does it mean? What do we do now? Do we just go our own separate ways? What's the?
Does it mean I'm in charge? And he's going to light an IO stick and just let that hang in the air for a moment.
Pench immediately turns to Vernetta and says, "Well, technically, V and Gaius. Where is Gaius anyway?
He's on charge."
Yes, that's a good question. Is he asleep?
He's on charge. He's just going to carry on flipping recap.
Seraph heads to the door. She says, "I'll find out," and off she goes.
Okay.
Pench says, "Yeah, but so what do we do now? What do we do?"
Carry on the work. We find Gelt.
Yeah.
We bring him to justice. He's shown himself to us. It's the first time. It's the first lead we've got. First concrete lead we've got on Gelt.
All right, but I mean, we could just not do that. We could, like have an holiday or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can leave at any time, Pench. I mean, I'm not being Inquisitor. I won't tell you what to do. We do need you.
Who else can patch us up as effectively as you can?
I'd like
Lady Pagni's numerous surgeon.
I'd like Vernetta, please, to make a fellowship roll. Charm, if you have it.
Of course I don't have
fellowship, and you'll get a modifier. You'll get a +10 for Siegfried's backup. And you will also get a... Where is it? My reputation track. There we go. I think Vernetta's reputation with Dr. Pench is quite good. Vernetta. Where are you? There you are. Yes. Yes. Yes, +10 for Siegfried and another +10 for your reputation with Pench.
Okay, we'll go for a reroll. I feel this is important. Oh no. It's a fail, 3 degrees.
Okay. Pench says, yeah, sure, yeah. Carry on the work. Good idea. Yeah. I'm with you. 100%. Sounds great. So what's the next step?
Well, I mean, the mansion, we're locked out of it.
My phone might be about to die, just to warn you. I'll go off field.
So,
Yeah. That was quite apt. I think he said it just as it happened, by the looks of it. I'll say, Gelt, he must have used the interfaces on the chef and the others around the table. That's how we track him. That's our next step. We've got to find Gelt.
Trantia butts in at that and says, do you think you can do that, Vernetta? Do you think you can track a signal that comes from one of these devices?
I think so. We have experience with these devices as well. We've got to try. But I think I need to be back at the mansion.
That's point. Hang on, no, Trantia doesn't yet know that the mansion gateway is shut. And she says, "Right, well, let's be off. Let's go. Let's get back there right now and start the work."
We're locked out. We can't get in. What do you think, Siegfried?
What do you think, Siegfried? He's thinking about it. Trantia says, that would make some sense, actually. It's Grey Johnny! Oh no, there's 2 of them!
Two
Shit!
Johnnies.
No!
Double.
Oh, it's like my nightmares! This is what happens in my worst dreams.
Well,
There's 2
actually,
of them!
We've got 1 frozen Johnny and 1 blue box.
1 blue box, Johnny, yeah. She says, I've not read a great deal about the... hello, Double Johnny! She says, I've not...
only 1 Johnny.
She says, I've not read a great deal about the gate stones and how they work, but I think I could perhaps reset the gateways. But I'd need to do some more reading. I've been a little busy, not really read up on the use of the mansion as much as I should. But one thing does concern me. If the mansion is closed off to us because the Inquisitor's dead, then what about the people inside it?
What are all my things? My tools!
Yes, the tools as well, but more importantly, Vernetta, the people.
Yes. They could have been winked out of existence just like that.
Well, no, I don't think that's the case.
Collateral damage.
Oh no, it's breaking up Siegfried.
They can get out, but they can't get in.
Yeah, I think your connection's a bit rough, buddy. Grey Johnny is not as robust as Red Johnny.
Breaking up.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Trancy says,
You're not the only one, Johnny.
are you being serious, Alan, or is he's just referencing...
A joke.
Says,
It's a joke.
Trancy says, my concern is that the doorway is maintained through the will of the one who the mansion is bound to. In addition, the actual internal structure of the mansion also feeds from the psyche of the person who created it. Hence why the mansion appears as Lady Machenko's ancestral home. Now, what becomes of that when she dies, I have no idea. There's nothing in the book I've read so far that suggests anything about what might happen. What I suggest... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, what about Alyssa? She's part of the house.
She is. From what I
She
understand,
can control it, can't she?
yes, she can. She can alter the shape of it. I believe she and the Inquisitor have some sort of arrangement where she wasn't allowed to alter or modify certain aspects of the house. But she could, for example, create new rooms if we found ourselves with more people than we had room for. But the mansion as a whole is not it has a finite amount of space it can take up. But she could reconfigure certain rooms. For example, add an extra bedroom here or there. But the way I understand it is certain parts of the mansion are not construct. For example, your workshop, Vernetta, is mostly real Imperial tech, interfacing with the webway power source, but it is Imperial tech. That will probably have remained the same, whatever has happened to the mansion. And Alyssa's core is somewhere within the mansion in Imperial tech, I assume. Unless she somehow got into the Wraithbone construct itself. I don't know. I suppose we'll have to go and find out. But we can safely assume that the other gate stones are currently useless.
Yes. We'll scratch that plan.
But we do need to recover them.
Yeah.
In order to create the gateway back, I will need both sets of gate stones.
I see. Can we contact the mansion still? Alyssa must have some connection to the outside world. As you say, it's Imperial tech. She's linked into the hive somehow.
I believe she connects via the gate stones. Has anyone got the gate stones?
No. We've lost them. And we lost the orb as well. Everything keeps going missing, these important items.
The gate stones are
Sure
just
someone's
by...
stealing from it.
They're just by Hannibal's bed.
Okay. I don't know where the stones are. If only I did.
Trantia's going to go and look for them because she's not a dumbass and see that they're just by the bed. And she's going to bring them back and she's going to show you, Vernetta, that they look like these strange sort of slivers of bone with these red gems inset into them. But when you turn them over, there is a small, what looks like a transmitter. And one of them has what looks like a miniature Pict lens, and you realise that they are definitely Xenos tech, but they've been modified. They have bits of Imperial tech attached. And Trantia says, this is how Alyssa is aware when someone is at the door, for example, and she points at the Pict lens, and she points at the transmitter area and says, and this is how she's able to patch into the Decilium hive. If the gateway is shut, I don't see how we can contact Alyssa or anyone within the mansion.
Okay. So to the carnival then. We stick to the original plan. Take the shuttle.
Okay. With that, Seraph comes back in, and she says, Gaius has gone for a walk, apparently.
What do you mean he's gone for a walk? We need him.
Apparently, at the crack of dawn this morning, he excused himself. He's gone for a fucking walk somewhere down Ive. I've told old Kale Marotti to try and find him. He's voxing him. He's sent some of his boys out to try and find him. He's been missing a couple of hours.
We don't have time for this.
You sleep.
Sorry, mate. Still a bit robot.
I am Jonathan.
Yeah, obviously the connections on the phones, I guess, is better than laptop, is it?
Which makes sense, I guess.
Is that better? My robotics.
I don't know if it's better or not, mate. It still sounds a bit breaky to me. Yes, Johnny. You must commit tech heresy.
I must.
You must.
Hello?
Well, we've managed... Testing. I heard you all right, I think. Should we just try it for a bit and see how we get on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we've managed fine without Gaius. We'll have to manage without him for a bit longer.
Well, hopefully, Kale will find him and he'll mysteriously turn up at some point.
Yeah.
But
Sure I will.
let's let's go and let's go get the gate stones back, and then I can perform the ritual to reopen the gateway, and then we'll see what's become of the mansion when we get there.
Let's do it then.
And Seraph pipes up and says, right, yeah, we'll just saunter off back down the Underhive with all our weapons and armour that we don't have, yeah?
We'll take shuttle. We'll take shortcut. We'll try and get further down there via the shuttle that we have. Remember the stealth shuttle?
Trantier looks at Siegfried.
It's ideal. We'll avoid all scans.
Yes, there's been a slight problem.
Oh no, yes. Oh, sorry, yes, yes, my dear. It is no more.
What do you mean it's no fucking more?
Well, I mean that's not strictly
Only just
true.
got that shuttle.
It's still it still exists. It's just in a number of pieces at the moment.
Fucking this fucking operation.
Those
So how did that happen?
those pressure point goons.
But how do they know?
Blasts
How
out
do
the
they?
sky for whatever reason.
They can't have known, can they?
I mean that's another mystery, Vernetta. They Siegfried was doing a little job for Lady Pagni, and when he came back, someone shot him out of the sky. And it was pressure point. But an old friend of Siegfried's came to his rescue and saved his life.
Good.
Finetta's gonna sigh.
Maybe get him on board.
Who's this?
Naeus.
Naeus.
He's going to come into. Naeus. Naeus, can you make your way down to the breakfast? I need you.
Acknowledged.
Here's the thing.
Where he's
got the
lurking, I
stomach-
don't know. He's probably just standing atop a fucking gargoyle somewhere.
He stands on a gargoyle with a cape on, going da 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 to himself. He just sings the Batman theme tune all the time.
That fills me with a deep sense of satisfaction. Nice. So, waiting for the call, wasn't he? Yeah.
Nothing better to do.
Gaius has gone missing. I should say, what should I say? Yeah, Gaius has gone missing. Backing down.
All right, you're sending Naeus after Gaius, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Naeus is going to turn up first. He's going to walk in and look round. This is the first time some of you have seen Naeus. And Naeus is getting on for a similar size to Hannibal. Is because Hannibal's like 6'8", isn't he?
Yeah.
I think Naeus is about 6'6", and he might be. I think he might be a little less broad in the shoulder and a little less muscular, but he looks almost as big because he's wearing this overlapping layers of this unpainted, plain grey carapace armour that is studded with gadgets and bits and pieces, and he's armed to the teeth. He's got a miniature jump pack on his back. He's got a high-powered las rifle strapped to it. He's got weapons on his gauntlets and on his hips, and he's totally bald, shaved-headed. Do you remember Tarkus, Dave, from Dawn of War 2?
Fun boy.
The thumb. Yeah, he looks a bit like Thumboy. He's got like just this bald head, almost no features. He looks like a human thumb. And he comes in and he looks around at the room and he sees all these new people. And what are you asking him to do, Siegfried?
Oh, actually, I like it. How remiss of me. Everyone, this is Naeus. A friend of mine from back from my Acanthos days.
Pleasure.
Like to introduce yourself.
Charmed, I'm sure. I'm
Hello.
Vernetta. You've got powerful,
You can be
powerful
trusted.
hands, it seems.
You can be trusted.
Okay. Well, if you saved Siegfried's life, we're in your debt.
He eyes Hannibal up for a moment. Seems to be paying a lot of attention to him. By the way,
Siegfried chuckles a little bit.
for the uninitiated, we refer to this guy as Gay Batman.
Yeah.
Say to him, see something you like, pluck 'em.
He doesn't react. And he looks away. He says, "What do you need,
Just
boss?"
making a tactical assessment of your muscles.
Threat assessment. Threat assessment towards my asshole.
Yeah.
Comes over to you, Siegfried, and says,
You need,
what do you need, boss?
I'm just gonna. We've got a data slip.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna look at. Not you. You guy. Yes. Oh my.
You're breaking up a lot, Johnny, but I don't think it's your internet. I think it's your mic not picking you up.
Might be my mic. Might be something on it. I don't
Just
know.
You don't want to use a headphone,
Hang
do you? Or do you have a headset?
I had to give them to my daughter after she broke them.
just go into
They were.
go into Discord, go into the settings, which is the little cog in
Yeah.
Discord, and turn your sensitivity up. You should see, where is it? Let's have a look. Voice and video. If you click that little cog, then the menu on the left, look for voice and video.
Yep.
And then scroll down, there's like a yellow and green bar that says input sensitivity.
Yeah.
Slide that to the... Which way
Right.
does it want to be? It wants to be
He wants to be on the left.
on the left, doesn't it?
Hello, can you hear me?
Keep going.
Yeah, I can hear.
Can you hear me alright? I've done it
That seems to be working a bit better, yeah.
all the way.
Yeah. So what are you asking Neas to do?
Yeah. I'm going to get a data slate and I'm just going to put an image of Gaius in there. Can I have an image of Gaius, please, Vernetta?
He knows what he looks like. He's met Gaius several times.
Oh, right, okay.
He met him down Hive when he first turned up.
Has he met Robot Gaius?
He was there when Robot Gaius took his first steps. If you remember, Neas ran in wearing nothing but a towel, and Gaius was wobbling around with no clothes on, having just got up.
Yeah. It was almost.
Wait a minute, how bizarre! Hayden's
But,
just messaged me saying
yeah.
he's just woken up.
How convenient.
That is bizarre. Get him involved.
If he wants to join,
He
he's
can walk back in.
of course he's welcome
He'll
to
walk-
join. It's his game.
He'll want plays and other.
Yeah. But yeah, so at the moment, Neas and Siegfried are discussing tracking down Gaius Mortalis, and he's going to start asking you questions. Siegfried, he's very professional at this point. He starts saying, has he got any? He's like, has he got any regular hangouts? Does he have any ex-girlfriends, wives, boyfriends, anything like that?
It's my eyebrow, the mention of boyfriends. This isn't that kind of.
Johnny just turned into a T-Rex or something.
Hive,
Did anyone else hear that? That was really weird.
Oh,
So there's going to be like a good few minutes here of discussing where Gaius could be. Meanwhile,
before he walks in.
yeah, before he walks in. Meanwhile, Seraph is going to point out the obvious and go, "Look, I don't mean to piss on anyone's fucking space strawberries, but if we're going down Hive, we've got to walk from a shuttle pad on the Hive skin down to the
I haven't got a
carnival."
fucking shuttle.
No, but Lady Pagni's got some others. We can get a lift.
I guess I just don't trust any of it. You see, there's someone on the inside. Maybe someone in Lady Pagni's staff. Maybe we're on our own staff. They knew about the stealth shuttle. Gelt knew where we were. There's got to be information being passed out.
All right. Well, you
Why
fly,
don't
don't you?
Yeah, I fly.
Well then, get
What
another
if the
shot.
shuttle? Wow,
Don't
yeah, it's
fly.
worth a chance.
The thing is, right,
Flies
Pete?
to the Hive wall.
We're not flying all the way back to the carnival. There's no landing pads near the carnival. We fly back to the closest landing pad we can. We walk the rest of the way.
Yes,
We be careful. We keep an eye on our arses. Make sure we're not being followed.
yes. I'm sure Siegfried thought that in his last shuttle trip. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Well, now we know. We might be compromised, so we'll be extra careful. One problem, though. Has anyone got any of their weapons and armor with them?
Yeah, mine are all kept in my my chambers.
Yeah, yours are, and Trantia's are, but I mean, what about Big Boy? She points at Hannibal. And V, you got anything on you?
Oh, I pinched one of Siegfried's las weapons. I hope you don't mind, Siegfried. It's just seemed prudent.
I mean, this.
You weren't there to ask. I mean, I made a command decision, Siegfried. I mean, you don't need all those weapons. It's just greedy.
I mean, that's what I was getting at, Siegfried. Maybe we can raid your fucking armory and divvy up the weapons between us all. Get you them all back
Yeah,
later.
we'd only have 2 each.
Go on then. Go on then. I'm a team player. Let's go and have a look. As long as I've got my power sword, I'm not bothered. And sniper rifle, as long as they're still there, all's well.
The thing is, you've got enough firepower to give everyone something here, and Trantia's got a fair few weapons as well. So while we're obviously, Gaius might need something as well. So while we're waiting for Hayden, I'll talk you through what the weapons are that we've got between you all. So Siegfried, you want your power sword and your sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Yes, Hayden. Yes, join us.
Yes.
Oh, so fucking loud. How you all doing?
Us.
Welcome, sleeping soldier.
I don't know. I don't know how I've clicked on.
How you feeling?
A little bit rough, but I'm here.
Be a man about it, Hayden. Play role-play games, even when you're ill.
God, man, you're loud. I need to turn this
Heresy
fucking
waits
thing
for
down.
that, man.
Please turn you all fucking...
I'm just going to grab a beer.
Yeah, I'm going to get a drink as well. I'll be right back, guys.
Heresy waits for that, man.
So, yes. Lecture.
Heresy better sleeps, man.
Oh! Let's get logged on.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Good to hear you.
Right, so
Good to hear.
Good to hear
Hello.
you.
what I'm going to
Hello.
do... What I'm going to do, this is actually quite fitting. This is actually quite good timing, Hayden arriving where he has.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So, what I'm going to do... Started about 20 past 6.
We're about to go looking for you.
Yeah, they were just sending out a search party for you.
I was just coming to about 20 past 6.
Yeah, oddly enough, most of you did that last night.
What's that?
Hey!
Pause for Johnny.
In the game.
Okay,
Don't
so
matter.
Oh,
I'll pour this. I'll pour this.
oh.
So I'm going to give a very brief rundown, Hayden, of what you've missed. Mixed
Okay.
with a little intro for Gaius for what happened last night. And then we'll catch you up with the timeline to the present.
Oh, well, the Pagni swing party.
Yeah, exactly.
Forgot
So
about
you went off with Lady Pagni. Hannibal went off with Seraph. And Siegfried and Trantia went off. And then Pench and Vernetta just stayed in the living room.
What did you name last second? Pimp My Characters?
I can't remember what it was called. It was called something quite tame, actually. So I'll give you a brief rundown of what's gone on so far this session, okay?
I need to turn this down. I'm sorry, I can't go.
Where are we?
Bit fragile. Fragile.
So Siegfried has, in the aftermath of him and Trantia, he has once again experienced this this vision of this what he suspects is the twin sister of Lady Machenko, Persephone Machenko, who is fused with this little boy. He's encountered this vision a couple of times. He had that vision again today, and it was saying, "Tell her we need her. Why didn't you tell her we need her? It's too late," and all this sort of stuff. And then it also said to him, "Take the spear." And then that vision ended. Hannibal had a wild night with Seraph, and she bit him, drew blood from him. It was possibly enjoyable. It's hard to tell. They discussed whether or not it's a fight they can win against Gelt, because Gelt seems to be one step ahead. They also discussed the fact that Gelt must be on this world because he was speaking to you through the chef in real time with no lag. And Seraph has basically said, we need to fuck him up. We need to find him and kill him. Seraph then also seemed to have a strange fit or a dream where someone spoke through her and apologised. And Seraph told whoever it was, fuck you, bitch. Vernetta had a dream about her dad wrapping her up in a jacket when she was a child. When she woke up, she was wrapped up in a similar jacket which belongs to Pench. Pench told her he could no longer sense the presence of the Inquisitor, that he's always aware of her watching through his eyes and listening. If you remember as well, last session, every time Vernetta asked him questions about Pench, about the Inquisitor or whatever, or her augmentations, he started to bleed from his eyes and nose. That seems to have stopped. And Seraph...
It feels a bit better about that.
Yeah, Seraph, Pench, and Trantia are all aware that Lady Machenko has died. They've all basically, in different ways, realised she's gone. She's not connected to them anymore. Then...
My mind-boring headaches. This must be a good thing. Lady Misblood's dead.
Trantia doesn't seem to think it's a good thing that she's dead. Seraph is a bit disappointed she didn't get to kill her, and Dr. Pench thinks it's fucking amazing. That he no longer has to have her in his head all the time. So I'll just this is what's happened to Gaius thus far. We'll leave the rest of the game there. We'll come back to that because it will tie in nicely. So the other guys got the first couple of paragraphs of this, but I'll give this to you now because this is Gaius's experience for the night. So, what a night, Gaius! What a night indeed. Lady Pagni was a little bit tipsy, but not so drunk that what happened next could be considered inappropriate. There was a moment when she hesitated, and she seemed to sober up a little as she considered you, Gaius, and some other things, perhaps. And she, by her bed, there is a Pict that she flipped face down. Before she slithered out of her dress and unfastened her ridiculous hair, and you spent your time with her. And it was a unique experience for you, Gaius. Your body responds pretty much as your flesh and blood body would have done. But there's not that much pleasure in it for you. It is still vaguely enjoyable, but not in a way that, a real flesh and blood body would be. But Lady Pagni seemed like she had a great time. The lack of sensation for you perhaps prolonged things for her, but for her it seemed like it was a release, as though she had been holding her breath for a long time and now she could breathe again. And afterwards, she seemed very content. She didn't say much to you, but she raised the Pict frame again, and you saw the image there, that it was an image of her looking a little younger, maybe half a decade or so younger, and she's in this picture with a very handsome young man with a thin pencil moustache and a young boy of 12 or 13 years, and they're all smiling and they look very happy. And she puts the picture back where it should be, and she drifts off to sleep. And in the dim light as she goes to sleep, you realise there is a single tear rolling down her face, and you realise, she's mentioned her husband. This must be a picture of a husband and a son who's also been mentioned. And you're not 100% sure what's happened to her husband and son, but you think maybe, she's been grieving for a long time, and maybe tonight was a little bit of an escape from that for her. And you, Gaius, you also need sleep still, even though you are little more than a brain in a robotic body, because the brain still needs its downtime to process things. And in the luxurious chambers of Lady Leonandra Pagni's tower, you drift off to sleep, and you dream of things, Gaius. You dream of Camp 101.
Oh, yeah.
Of the towering monstrosity that was Cole Horgarth the Pestilent. Of the man who called himself the Vector, the first guardsman to be infected on 47 Capella. The man who would step through a gateway cut by a knife to another world, a world with a yellow-grey sky. And you dream of the man who rescued you from the cage, the bald, liver-spotted head of Inquisitor Lystug. And then you dream of standing upon a crude raft with that man that drifts along on inky black waters. And you dream of Dramar district, gone now. But in the dream it is once again a wretched cesspit of crime and corruption that you watched for 3 years For what? What was gained by your observations, Gaius? What was Lystug's reasons for leaving you there? It all seems so pointless now, a meaningless waste of time. And then you dream of your time in the jar, floating and waiting. You did nothing. Seething, yeah. You did nothing except seethe as you floated there for all those days.
Unreasonable hatred.
Bubbles.
You did not
Sorry.
speak. You did not attempt to speak with any of your colleagues, despite them going out of their way to fit your jar with Vox capabilities. You did not attempt to use the data port to attempt to connect to a terminal, or speak with Alyssa, or access the infosphere. You just sat in your tank and seethed for days.
Meditation. Good for
And
you.
when finally given new form, the ability to once again move and act independently, the first thing you did was give praise. Not to the God Emperor of mankind, hallowed be his name, but to the Omnisire. Some would argue that these two entities are one and the same, aspects of the same being, but others think differently. And then, your next act upon finding your new feat was to task Zelda Octavia Harmore with finding information on the ritual that Mesmeron performed upon your mortal flesh, the ritual to turn you into a weapon, a bulwark against the darkness, to harness the power of your faith and shield it with the sins of others. Praise be to the God Omni thing. You know,
Omniscient.
the whatever. Pick a
The
lane,
Omniscient.
Gaius! Pick a fucking lane! And then, on returning to the mansion, you spoke with Alyssa. You are her favourite. And you promised that you would play a game with her later tonight when you returned from Lady Pagni's dinner. You promised her, Gaius.
I need to get
Oh
back.
no.
I need to get back. Got my second date.
One final, brief, flickering image came to you in your dreams, Gaius. A field of gently waving grass, a small hill upon which stands a tree. Beneath the tree, a red and white checked blanket is spread out, upon which stand a number of small plates of sandwiches and cakes and treats, a teapot, 4 cups on china saucers, 4 settings. One figure stands beneath the tree. A lonely figure, one who waits for those who have promised they will play with her. A child, a young girl in a checked dress, her long blonde hair tied up in pigtails, one ankle shackled to the tree. Come and play with me, Gaius. The sky darkens. The ground shakes. A woman lies dead by the blanket. Her blood spills onto the picnic, spoiling everything, pooling around cups and plates. Her eyes are open and staring. With a clunk, the leather shackle around Alyssa's leg comes undone. She smiles. You're my favourite, Gaius, says the ghost of Lady Leonandra Pagni's younger sister.
Oh. Nice.
That's your dream. Now, let's get to you waking up.
Yeah.
Ba- 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 ba-
System rebooting. Powering up glutes.
Morning Glory Protocol engaged. Okay.
Telescopic range.
Gaius! Extend. Full length. Gaius, you awaken in an unfamiliar room. It's much smaller than Lady Pagni's ornate bedroom. It's a woman's room, you suspect, from the clothing and the paraphernalia. How the hell have I spelt paraphernalia on here? Paraphernalia scattered about the place. Neatly folded on a chair is your suit from last night, along with the ill-fitting shoes. There's also a plain black pair of trousers and a shirt, similar to what you've seen Cale Marotti wear. But yeah, there's no one here but you, and you don't recognise this room.
Alright, I will reappropriate my clothes, stick them on, and...
Are you putting the suit on, or are you putting the black shirt and trousers on?
Black shirt and trousers.
Okay, they fit you very well.
It's like my body was made to fit him.
Yeah. And as you... Are you leaving the room?
Yeah. I'll
One of Action Man's mini outfits.
That's it. Yeah, leave the room with after just checking the mirror to see if my hair hasn't grown anymore.
No, not yet.
Oh
not
yeah, it
yet.
hasn't grown anymore.
It might do, given time. As you leave the room, you find yourself in a small living area. There is a low couch, a small table with a number of books on it, and there is a second table to one side. Seated at the second table is Serena Malucci, Lady Pagni's handmaiden. And she spoons some sort of grain-based cereal into her mouth as she reads from a data slate. And she glances at you as you walk out and she says, "Good morning. I hope you don't mind. I took the liberty of relocating you to avoid unpleasantness."
Oh, okay. What do you do? Just pick me up and carry me in my sleep?
She goes back to reading her data slate and eats some more cereal.
All right. Okay, I think I need to get back to the mansion.
She stops and looks at you again and says, "Understand, Mr. Mortalis. I am glad you could provide my mistress with a moment's distraction. Her happiness and well-being is important to me, but in the cold and sober light of day, I fear she may have come to regret her private time with you. This way, she has a little fun and does not become distracted by that regret."
Don't worry. It's no problem.
She
I'll
called
get
you an
myself
Uber.
off.
She's called you an Uber, basically.
Uber?
She will not remember. She will not remember your time together. It is for the best. You will find your friends down the hall, 2 flights up. Turn left. Third door on your right.
So she mind wipes herself after. Don't blame her, really. It saves unpleasantness. Well, thanks for the info.
Something like
enjoy
that.
that.
Yes.
Enjoy that delicious-looking grain stuff you're eating, and I'll be on my way. And I'll have a little skip in my step and walk out the door.
Okay. She goes back to eating her cereal as you leave.
Thank you for her time, and I'm not worried too much about the mental state of Lady Pagni.
Okay. After a couple of minutes, you follow the directions she's given you, and you find Gaius' suite. Are you knocking, or are you just walking in?
In my suite?
No, Lady Pagni's guest suite, where Siegfried stays. That's where you've been directed to.
Oh, well, if Siegfried's... I'll knock on the door if Siegfried's in there. I don't want him shooting anybody what comes fucking in. I know what it's like.
Okay, so you knock on the door. Meanwhile, inside the room, there's a knock at the door, and Naeus draws a high-powered las pistol, moves across to the door, and in one smooth motion, drags open the door and points the gun right in Gaius' face, and then turns back to you, Siegfried, and goes, "Found him."
That was efficient. Yes, really good.
He twirls his pistol and goes, "It's what
Damn, he's good.
You're a handy man to have about, Naeus. I think you should come with us. We need you.
I knew I could count on you, Naeus. I knew you'd have this sorted in a jiffy.
Oh, well, morning, people. See, someone's still got the gun out from last night. Sometimes you've got to know what's going away,
Trantia comes over to you, Gaius, puts a hand on your forearm. She says, Gaius, we've decided we're going to try and get back to the carnival. A lot has happened. We think the Inquisitor's dead. The gate stones won't operate the door in Siegfried's cupboard. We think it might be the same for the one in the carnival. But if we go and gather those stones, I believe I can maybe perform a ritual to bind them to myself and get us back into the mansion.
Oh, bloody hell, everything's on go then, is it? Let's be on with it then.
Yes. We're going to take a shuttle. Not the stealth shuttle, which we stole from Scale because Siegfried had got it crashed. Broke it. We'll just take a different shuttle without stealth. It'll be fine. This one won't get shot down.
Shall we just paint it sky-coloured or something?
No, we haven't the time, guys.
Oh,
We'd heard you gone
That's a
for a walk.
fantastic idea.
We'd heard you gone for a walk.
Man's a genius. Where would we be without you?
Siegfried.
Where would we be? It's okay. I'm gonna drink some
Take
more
the clouds
recap.
on it.
Pass Pench's obscure head back.
Oh yeah, I forgot you took a hit of Obscura and some Glimmer, didn't you? So I'm going to have to ask for some rolls from you. Pench is going to make them as well in a minute.
Time for your Obscura test.
Just a second. You're getting quite hardened to Obscura, I think. So Siegfried.
Venetta's going to tut under her breath, and Siegfried draws upon the Obscura pipe.
Okay, Siegfried, I need you... oh no! I need to roll a d5 first of all. Okay, so for the next 5 hours, Siegfried, you are in a dreamlike state. It doesn't affect you. You can still act normally, but everything seems great. No matter what horrors you see, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
But there's no negatives to you yet. That's going to last 5 hours. And
so much shit on the seat of the shuttle.
I've just rolled 2 10s for this. So...
Oh. You did say horrors. That'd be the worst. Morning after, night out, and like someone's crapped in the shuttle you've got to drive in.
So, so basically, the Obscura, it must be really good stuff. Pench did say it was good shit. You are loving it. You're in a great mood.
It'd be a little cute. It'd come out.
You're breaking up again, Johnny.
You wouldn't it?
He's saying something witty about the poo shuttle, I think. But can't hear it, Johnny.
We call it a puddle.
Puddle, yeah.
So, I'd like you to... Yeah, so the Obscura has actually not had a negative effect, and it won't have for 15 hours, which is incredible. The Glimmer is... you're probably going to be all right on the Glimmer. The Glimmer is affected by light, and where you're going is quite dark, so it should be all right. But and it's kind of overridden by the Obscura. But I do need you to make a plus 30 toughness test, please, Siegfried.
I'll get my thing up. Version 2.0. Camp 101.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, the drugs do work, despite what Richard Ashcroft tried to tell us. I have, however, reduced your willpower and perception by 1 for the next 5 hours.
Yes.
Cool. Right, so the problem, Gaius, this is the problem that you joined us for.
That's okay.
I think Johnny's like fucking 30 seconds behind us or something, isn't he? Something weird's happening.
He's obviously having trouble with his connection at the minute.
Yeah. So the problem at the moment, Gaius, is there are a number of you that don't have your weapons and armor here. You're in normal clothes for the most part, but Siegfried and Trantia have a fair amount of weaponry between them.
And I've got a melter, fucking blades.
Yeah,
and
but
a metal fist.
Yeah, but that doesn't help everyone else. So, and your melt is only one
no.
shot, remember, as well. So,
I know, but
Gas is a weapon.
yeah, do I have a shotgun reload?
Nope.
I've left it at home.
So you've got you have got quite a lot of weaponry between the rest of you. So there's going to be a handout appear in a minute in Roll20 that's going to list everything that you've got between you, Siegfried and Trantier. You wanted your power sword and your sniper rifle, right? Johnny?
I think he's having connection issues, mate.
Yeah.
Come back to us, Johnny.
Yes, he says on the text.
It's not the same without you, Johnny. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't bear. Can't bear it.
Yes.
Oh, we heard Johnny say yes that time.
Yes.
Lol.
There's a delay on Johnny. That's what's going on, and he also has a bit of stutter. So if you can get back on your phone at some point, Johnny, that's gonna help, I think. But right, Trantia she's going to take her own sword and the Mercy Blade. Mercy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Gaius has a few bits, doesn't he, actually, now I think about it? But some of it's fixed to his suit, so we might not be able to help out.
I just have I not got anything on me then?
Nope. No, you came here for a night out, didn't you? So you wouldn't have brought any weapons with you.
Oh shit. I guess I'm stabbing people up. If it comes to it.
There's a lot of weapons between the three of these guys. He's going to keep his hell rifle and some other stuff, but he's got a lot of weapons to offer. The problem isn't going to be weapons, I don't think. It's going to be a lack of armour. But it's not as much a problem as a challenge. So if you look in the journal right now, right at the top, you'll see a handout called the Rain's Armoury. And this is excluding the weapons that Siegfried, Trantia and Gaius want to hold on to. This is everything that is available in the small pile of weapons you've got between you all. No combat.
Well, Trantia came equipped.
Trantia's got fucking all sorts. She's got a grenade launcher. That's from a while back when you went on a mission. I can't remember when it was, and she was like, "Fuck it, I'll take the grenade launcher." By the way, you do also all have access to you were all given like ceremonial pistols and swords for the dinner, but they are not particularly great. So if you want to take just a standard blade or pistol, you can also take one of those.
I've got my catch-chain blade on me.
Yep.
I'm just going to have to check what my normal blades do. I don't know.
If anyone wants to know what any of the stats are on any of the weapons as well, just ask.
Blades. 25.
They're in your feet, aren't they? They're like power blades that you can use for climbing, but you can also use them as melee weapons in a pinch.
Yeah, that's not bad actually. I can imagine myself like Robo Kung Fu. deploy legs. I don't know if it's up. So, what guns can anybody spare?
I think we're mostly
Maybe
good,
a weapon
guys.
as well.
There's plenty to go around. Just
Yeah.
take what you want.
There should be enough for everyone, I think.
Yeah, can I assess the las pistols and pick one which I think is the best?
Okay. By the way, in Naeus's description, Naeus's weapons, it says heavy las pistol. That's also the same as what Trantia has, an Akatran Mark II heavy las pistol. So the Akatran Mark II is range 40 pistol, D10 plus 3. No pen on it, but it has the variable ability. So you can overcharge it. So you can make it +1 damage, but it uses twice as much ammunition. Or you can make it +2 damage and +2 pen, and it uses 3 shots per shot, but it becomes unreliable. And there's 2 of them. And then the other las pistol is Siegfried's Hell pistol, which is 1d10 plus 3, 70 meter range. It's got a 2 burst semi-auto function, and it's got a pen of 3. So it's got better armor pen than the Akatran, but the Akatran has the variable thing where it can be really deadly.
Can I take the Deathlight las rifle from Trantia?
Sure.
And her mono cutlass, because I'm sure she'll want to hold on to a power rapier.
No, she can't use it, mate. If you can use a power weapon, take it, because she can't use it.
Oh, I can use a power weapon. Okay. Say that then. Power rapier and the Deathlight las rifle.
Okay, there's a few las clips as well. So if you want to add that into your inventory, and she's only got the 1 charge pack for the las rifle. But to be fair, it's probably more than
30
enough.
shots, aren't they?
I think so. So I'll come back to what the stats are on those in a minute. Vernetta?
Well, I've already got a Deathlight. I'd like to take... what's the base damage on the Hell pistol, did you say?
The Hell pistol is 1d10 plus 3, pen 3. It's semi-auto. It's got a good range on it as well. It's like 70 meters range.
Yeah, I think I'll take the Hell pistol, and the Deathlight I've already got. I'll hang on to that.
I don't think you've got that with you, though, have you?
I thought I pinched this off Siegfried when we got back. We already helped ourselves to...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Gaius was just... I forgot about that. Gaius was saying he wanted that, but yeah, sort it out amongst yourselves who wants the Deathlight.
I've got the stats for the Deathlight anyway on my ones from Susie's, so...
Yeah, I mean, I was after Deathlight. Is there another weapon you could use, or...?
There's only 1 Deathlight las gun is what I'm getting at. You can use a bolt pistol, can't you, Gaius?
Oh, I probably can, yeah. It's up to... Wait a second, let me just check out my skills. Down at the bottom.
You should be able to, because you've got one.
Yeah, I think we've got it. Yeah, bolt pistol training. Yeah, I can take the bolt gun if you want.
There's a Spitfire bolt pistol and the power rapier. Or if you'd prefer, Seraph would swap with you, so she could have the power rapier and you could have the power sword. It's up to you.
I'm easy either way because I've got power weapon training, familiar weapons, and bolt pistol training as well. So
yeah,
I'm easy. Whichever one she want, I'll go with the other Sims. I'm asking you a lot for stuff.
Right. So if you take the Spitfire bolt pistol then and the power rapier, add them to your inventory. Alan, if you add the the Hell pistol and the Deathlight, and there's only 1 charge pack for the Deathlight, but there are 2 charge packs for the Hell pistol.
Yep.
Hannibal, what are you taking?
Nothing. They're all shite.
Fucking weapons.
Don't use laser weapons.
There's a couple of solid shot weapons. There's a shotgun.
Toss.
What have you got on you though?
My sword.
Is that it?
Yep.
It's no time for showing off. Take a weapon, for God's sake.
There is
I've got a weapon.
there is the serpentine power sword.
A ranged weapon.
No, I've got my sword.
Okay.
You
Nothing.
can't throw a sword at people. That's ridiculous. You need a ranged weapon, even if it's not very good. You don't know what the combat situation will find ourselves in.
I've just realised, actually, Gaius, there's 2 bolt pistols. There's a Spitfire bolt pistol and there's a Hesh pattern bolt pistol.
Are the stats any different from a Ceres one?
Yeah,
Then I won't have to add it in.
Yeah, the Hesh one is the better of the 2. The Spitfire one's only like, it's like a hive-made one. It's only got 3 shots in it. The Hesh one is better.
I'll use it.
The Hesh one's
I'll
definitely
use
better one.
Hesh one then.
Okay.
Hesh.
Trantia's going to take a mono sword. Psychana blade. You've nicked her deathlight off her, so she will take an Akatran.
I don't need the deathlight now. I've got bolt pistol.
No, Vernetta's taking it. Siegfried,
Oh,
you're
okay.
taking the sniper rifle and your power sword. Seraph is taking the the other power sword. Okay, right. So, I'm going to quickly work through this. Gaius.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the stats on the weapons if you want to add a new weapon
I've
block.
got power sword. Or which one do you want me to start with first?
We'll start with the bolt
I've written-
pistol because I've got that in front of me. So the
Okay,
Hesh pattern
PB.
bolt pistol. PB is
Yeah,
always
I've written
3.
3.
N is 12. M 25. L is 50. And E is 100.
100.
Oh, hang on a sec. Sorry, I've just fucked something up. There we go. Damage is 1d10 plus 5. Type is X. Pen is 4.
X pen is 4.
Rate of fire, ROF. You want a 1 in the first bracket and a 3 in the second. There's nothing in the third. The clip is 8. It comes fully loaded. Neas is also going to give you
8, did he say, for the clip?
yes.
I've just put... That's it.
He's going to give you 3 clips for it as well, which is 24 bolt rounds.
I'll write 24 next to it so I know what I've got.
The reload is 2 full, so it's a slower reloading weapon. It's quite clunky.
Yep.
And in special, you want tearing, unreliable if semi-auto. So in other words, if you fire it on semi-auto mode and you roll 90 or more in jams.
Yep, got that.
All right, and then the power rapier on the melee weapons on the other side.
Okay. Oh,
Obviously-
power weapon. I thought I was having power sword, was I?
Yeah, sorry, you take the power sword and Seraph will take the other
Okay.
one.
PB.
Where are we? No, it doesn't have a range on a power weapon.
Oh, yeah,
because it's the
sorry.
melee
I
weapon.
don't know why I was pressing that. I was just looking
alright.
at the stats. Let's see what's next to it. Go. So damage.
Just a second. The damage on the power sword is 1d10 plus 2. This is the lower powered one, I think. Because Siegfried's taken his fancy one. E for the type. Pen of 6.
Yep.
And then special is fast and power field. So fast means it can't be parried.
Okay.
Maybe dodged as well, I'm not sure. So that's you done. Vernetta. The Hell Pistol, do you need the stats for that?
So I've put in D10 plus 3 and pen 3.
Okay, so type is E.
Uh-huh.
Range is 3 for PB, obviously. 17 for short. 35, 70, 140. Rate of fire is 120. Clip is 20. Reload is 2 full. Okay. Deathlight, do you need that?
I've already got a Deathlight stat.
Sweet. That's cool. Hannibal, you don't need anything. Trantia's got a mono sword and her Akatran pistol. Siegfried, you're just taking your sniper rifle and your power sword. Seraph has got the power rapier. She's also going to take the mono cutlass. I'm just going to quickly bung that in her stat block, and then we will crack on. Where's Seraph? There she is.
For the sake of having ranged, I'll take the grenade launcher.
There are 5 frag grenades with it. I'll give you the stats on that.
That's the spirit. Now you're getting
Yes! Grenade launchers are always fun. So, class is basic. Range is PB 3, 30, 60, 120, 240.
I mean, it's not like you can throw a sword.
Burn!
You can't stab someone with a grenade launcher either.
No.
I mean, you could. Damage is 2d10 because it's got frag grenades in it.
Yeah.
Type is X, pen is 0, rate of fire is 1. Clip is 5 out of 6. It's got a cylinder of 6 grenades, but you've only got 5. Reload is full, and special is blast 4.
Okay.
Seraph. Okay, she's got Trantia's power rapier equipped. Mono cutlass. Siegfried and Trantia have the ability to wear their armor and stuff, but the rest of you are going to be just in clothes. That's something to bear in mind. None of you have got any armor while you're here. It's not so big a deal for Neus. He's got his armor. Gaius, you've got your body, which is slightly armored. But Vernetta and Hannibal, just to make sure you're aware, you are not armored at the moment. Okay? I'm not saying there's definitely going to be combat, but it's the Underhive. All right. Is there anything else anyone would like to do in preparation before you leave? I don't know if Johnny's talking or not. I keep seeing his little green light go on, but...
Are you with us, Johnny?
Just spraying at the minute. Just spraying some models at the minute.
When you said spraying,
Johnny
I
is
thought
with
you
us.
meant like a cat. But now, thanks for the clarification. Okay, I'm going to go for a wee, and then we'll head down Hive.
Yeah, you can tell there's not going to be any combat. That's why he made us put all the weapon stats into the into the block.
Back. I wonder if I press that, will it work? Cool.
Right.
I'll just see if my damage worked to my thing.
Should do.
Yeah, it does. Oh, nice one. Nice one.
So that bolt pistol is always tearing, so you always get to roll twice and choose. But if you fire in semi-auto mode, it's unreliable, so it jams more often. So just
As you can see.
there's definitely not going to be any combat. But before we go any further, I'd like to briefly talk about some changes to combat. Once again, I've started pilfering from second edition. Like, there's some rules in there that I like better than first edition that I've started using in the Ronin game, and they work quite well. And one of them is in first edition, the way we've been playing it, semi-auto and full auto have always been a full action. But in second edition, they're half actions. Which means you can, as a half action, aim and fire a burst or aim and fire full auto. And it just makes combat feel a little bit more gritty, I think.
That sounds good, that.
Yeah, it's good. And obviously, it's full auto is obviously less accurate than a single shot. So that's something to bear in mind.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
It makes sense. And I'd like to introduce it into this game, Alan. And feel free to ignore it for your game.
No. I like it, and I'll say like have a little half move, and then
exactly.
Semi-auto opens up a bit more.
Yeah, and it works well with like gunslinger and stuff because you can dual wield, and when you get hip firing, you can run around fucking spraying people with fire. It feels better, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I always try and keep my rules aligned to yours as best I can.
I know, but I like
unless
to
unless I thoroughly dislike something. So
I like to pretend that I'm not dictating rules to you, Alan. But it makes me feel better about myself.
I consent to your rule changes, Dave.
Good, because if you don't, I know where you live.
Yes, you do. You're too lazy to come around there, Dave.
That's true. Yeah, it's a long way. It's a 10-minute walk at best.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No one got time for that. Okay, let's crack on. So, is everyone ready?
I was just saying to him before you were gone, Dave. I was just saying we can tell there's not going to be any combat, which is why you ensured that all the weapon stats were put into the character sheets. That's how we can be sure.
I will be honest and say there is the potential for combat, but it doesn't have to happen.
It all depends on Johnny and Hayden with us.
Yeah.
Honestly, it depends on some things that happen between now and when it happens. But anyway.
If only we didn't have a murderous psychopath in our group.
Which one?
I would like to point out that Siegfried has multiple times stayed his hand.
He likes to throw you a curveball from time to time, doesn't he?
So, anything else you want to do before you set off? Before you borrow a shuttle and head off?
I don't believe so.
Knock out one of the guards and nick his armor just before we go out the door.
If you want to take Lady Pagni's household guard's very ornate armor, by all means, you could ask for some, but bear in mind that walking through the Underhive in the armor of a noble house is asking for a lot of trouble.
All right.
As it is, we're walking through the Underhive in fucking dressy clothes that we wore to a meal last night.
Not necessarily. Not all of you are, because Siegfried's got
dress uniform.
Yeah, Gaius didn't. Siegfried's got some normal clothes, so has Trantia. Seraph has borrowed a shirt and trousers off Siegfried, so if anyone else wants to borrow some less dressy clothes, which Siegfried does have, and so does Trantia.
I certainly do. Yeah, I'll certainly do. I'll just try and put on some common work clothes, I think.
I can imagine Siegfried having a collection of sharp jackets.
We're back on the rifle.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
So, yeah, Dave, if Hannibal wants to borrow some clothes, you could probably find some. Naeus has probably got some. He's a big lad.
No, I'll stick with my flash jacket with no sleeves and a grenade launcher.
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
So what we've
got...
confident
in that look, I think.
What we've got is we've got a big gay Batman in carapace. We've got Siegfried in whatever the fuck Siegfried wears most of the time. Trantia is wearing her mesh. She's got some like low hiver clothes that are mesh lined. She's had them for fucking ages. Gaius is wearing a black shirt and black trousers. Vernetta and Seraph
He does,
are
yeah.
borrowing some
in there.
everyday clothes, and then there's
They're in there.
Hannibal in his ripped off sleeves.
Grey and black. Grey.
I'm losing you there, Johnny. I can't hear you properly, mate. Come back to us, red, Johnny.
Oh, it's
Who is this Grey Johnny? I don't know Grey Johnny.
Where's Red
You know
Johnny?
him. The grey Johnny is with us now.
Where's Commie Johnny?
Yeah, like Cobby Johnny. The Cobb
All right,
John.
Johnny?
So you set off.
The Cobb John.
And you head out to Lady Pagni gives you permission to borrow a shuttle. There is a servitor pilot fitted to one of them that she offers you. There is a second one that doesn't have a servitor pilot, but she does point out that if you take that one, she would have to send a pilot with you to return the shuttle. Otherwise, the shuttle would be left. Which would you prefer, the servitor
it's okay.
pilot or the normal shuttle?
It's okay.
Oh, you can still. I can still pilot the.
I know.
servitor.
Green Johnny's not so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take the one with the servitor, so the servitor can fly back.
Okay.
But I shall fly on the way down there and make some quality piloting rolls.
Tommy Johnny.
You shouldn't have to.
Tommy
Cobb
Johnny.
John.
Johnny is about 2 minutes behind on Discord, isn't he?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There's a natural lag.
Yeah. Johnny,
That's Johnny.
Johnny, if your phone is recharged, use your phone because your laptop is fucking so. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, again.
Anyway, the cluster of landing pads on the side of Pagni Tower hold a couple of Aquila shuttles and the two ornithopters that you saw last night. As you arrive at the pads, you see this huge yellow-painted recovery vehicle hovering above the third landing pad, and it's shackled to this smaller, black-painted Aquila shuttle. And it's flashing hazard lights strobe as ground crew rush about to detach the cables as it drops the battered stealth shuttle back onto the landing pad. And as the recovery craft peels away,
Peak of you.
the armoured dome extends upwards over the stealth shuttle, curving up and around the wreckage, and you see some of Lady Pagni's Mechanicum personnel heading inside. Kale Marotti stands nearby, waiting by the vessel you're borrowing. He gives you the codes for it, and off you go. So you're flying, Vernetta. I don't want any piloting rolls off you. The atmosphere is nice, and it's a clear sky. It's not a particularly difficult thing to do, to lift off, fly around the hive, go down, and land on this designated landing pad, which is the lowest landing pad that you can get to, basically. And it's quite a short flight, only takes 5 or 10 minutes. But when you land, it's a very disused landing pad. Only maybe 100 to 150 meters up from the surface level of Decilium. And you disembark, the servitor pilot takes the shuttle back up, and you begin your trek through the lower hive, and then into the underhive towards the carnival of catastrophe. From time to time, as you walk over the next few hours, you pass by other people, most of whom are poor, destitute wretches who scuttle into the shadows rather than encountering you head on. Because, you know, you guys look like you can handle yourselves. You're all armed to the teeth in one way or another. And you head through the twisting alleys and darkened streets, ruined underbuildings and centuries of dust, deeper into the hive. And you find as you go that all these places are lacking in distinctive landmarks, and it's quite difficult to navigate. And you start to become a little bit disorientated and lost. There are no familiar sights. Even Seraph, who grew up around here, starts to, think, I'm not entirely sure where I am. This has all changed over the last few years. And eventually, You scrabble up this pile of compacted rubble. After about 3 hours since you left the shuttle, and as you get to the top of this pile of rubble, there is this yawning breach in a thick ferrocrete wall that Seraph seems to think is vaguely in the direction of the carnival. And she leads you this way through this dark tunnel, and you emerge into what you think at first is a large cavern. And either side of the floor of this cavern, the floor slopes up quite gently and away at each side of you, around this large flat depression in which stands a settlement of some sort. And you realise after a few moments of looking at it that what you're standing in is some sort of ancient arena. The sloped sides of this space are covered in crude plastic seating. Thousands of seats around this central space where there is this settlement, and there are lights and sounds and the smells of cooking meat and fish drifting to you from this settlement. Every building in this settlement is like a squat, single-story ferrocrete prefab, and the whole thing is surrounded by this high wall of sheet steel and plastic plating, and you can see figures patrolling around it on walkways with rifles, quite good quality weapons it seems. And directly in front of you there is this large reinforced gate which stands open, and there's a couple of well-armed men watching you from afar with their rifles held ready. And there is a third figure who stands watching. There's 6 or 7 of you, whatever there are. She's quite dark-skinned, this woman. She, even at this distance, you can see she has 2 augmetic arms and a glowing bionic eye. One hand rests on the butt of a heavy las pistol, and she holds a pipe in the other hand, which is in her mouth. And she sees you all as you emerge into the edge of this space, and she says, "Morning, strangers! You looking to trade or rest, or you come here to cause a ruckus? 'Cause folks looking for the latter ain't welcome round these parts."
Just passing through, love.
No ruckus. Just trying to find our way.
Back down.
She nods, says, "Well, that's grand to hear. Why don't you all tootle on around?" And she points around the settlement. You can see there's another tunnel over to one side. She says, "Unless you're looking for a good drink or somewhere, to do a little trade or something."
Don't have time for this. We don't need... Oh, but perhaps they've got some armor here. What do you reckon? Has anyone got any thrones?
I've got one or two clinking about.
I imagine that you've all got your money on you if you have money, because it's usually in a chip.
Yeah. Maybe we should stay. See if we can pick up any armor.
Or information.
Yes.
Yes, any warp gates anywhere.
Gaius, show yourself.
What?
Yes. We've got trade. We've got things for sale. We've got thrones to spend. May we... What's the name of this settlement, please?
She smiles at you, this woman. She says, "It's called Sanctuary."
Sanctuary.
Says,
May we have sanctuary?
"Why, sure, unless you're looking for trouble, and then you'll get that instead. You're looking for a good drink, somewhere a little lively? The wet whistle's that away." She points over her right shoulder into the settlement, and then she points over her left shoulder and says, "Market's that way. Food holes down there, too. More choice of food, less choice of drink. But I warn y'all, you'll be watched. I don't want no trouble."
That's not what we want either. We've had quite enough trouble. And we'll look at Gaius.
Best behavior, ma'am.
It looks like you could both start and end some trouble, but let it be known that that's how we roll in Sanctuary.
Yes, ma'am. Salute her. Nice
I think
eye.
like an eye stick and just bit like that. Yes, fully on board with that. Let's check out the market.
Okay, heading into Sanctuary, everyone make perception checks, sight-based as you go in. A sanctuary, a little place that I invented about 55 sessions ago that you ain't never been to.
G's still a cult settlement. No, it's not. Deception.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fucking dust has blown in my eyes.
Cool.
Siegfried, you notice there is this walkway, right, all the way around the town, just inside the wall, so people can patrol inside the perimeter of the wall and keep an eye on the outside.
Yeah.
You also notice that you're being watched by a lot of people, and as you head into the town, every single building here is 1 story tall, and you realise that there are crude bridges connecting the roofs of each building. And it's quite obvious to you that people from the wall are flanking you and trailing you across the rooftops. They're not being aggressive, and they're not even trying to hide it. They're just, you know, strolling along, keeping one eye on you at all times. And every time you look at them, it's not even curiosity. It's they are literally keeping an eye on you. Every time you look at one of them and make eye contact with one, they just stare back at you. They don't seem scared. They don't seem intimidated, but they seem like they are, you know, wary of you.
Yeah. They're like strangers.
Well, I'd be wary of us too. I look pointedly at Siegfried.
Yeah.
So, are you heading left to the drinking hole or right to the market?
Market might be
It's left to the market, Dave, and that's where we're going.
To the market, you say? To the market! In that case, let me put you on a map.
There's some filter plugs or something. You know what I mean? Stench down here.
I like to think if I fail a perception test now, is like my retina's just like, you know, when digital reception's gone bad and it's like squared on, like you're telling.
like RoboCop when he's like sort of malfunctioning.
Yeah, it's a bit of glitch out, some lag in my vision.
Gaius, it's you. Memories coming back to you. Like,
you should all be able to see the map.
Oh, I like this map.
Yeah,
it's quite lively, quite a vibrant place. It's probably about midday right now, and there don't seem to be many people on the streets. As you approach this area, you do see there are people scuttle off out of sight, and they look like low hivers dressed in rags and fairly shitty clothes, but people do seem to scuttle away from you. But the people that are left all look like they serve a purpose, and they all start yelling at you at once, and you hear a variety of voices, mostly Decilium accents, yelling their wares. You hear someone yelling about fish for sale, someone else is selling guns and ammo, someone else is selling medical services, someone else is selling fish, but mainly just their heads. There's all sorts of things for sale here in this market, in this sanctuary town, and they seem eager for your trade. But you do, Siegfried, clock that you are still being watched by the guys on the rooftops.
Yeah.
So every
How alarmed
single
are they?
the rifles that they're carrying, they're a mixture of las and solid shot, but they look like good quality weapons. They don't look like shitty weapons. But everything else here looks fairly shitty. It looks like maybe they've put a bit of money aside to have some decent weapons to defend this place, perhaps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you're not in turn order. You can free roam this map as much as you want. Every single person, pretty much on this map, will try and sell you something as you walk past. You can get a vague idea for what they're yelling about by looking at what they're stood next to. But please, do as you wish.
So, gun ammo. That's what I want.
Clothes shop. Right next to it.
There is a clothes shop right next to you, yes.
Yeah. Does it sell armor?
Guns and weapons.
No, it's not armor, it's clothes. Just a second, let me just check something. So it is mainly clothes of various styles, Hayden, but you do spot a couple of things that catch your eye. There's a very stylish hat. There is an assortment of hide and leather armor, not particularly great armor, but there is some. There's also a couple of flat coats, and there's a waistcoat which it catches your eye and you feel it, and it feels quite tough and thick. And there's also a t-shirt. And on the t-shirt is a silhouette of a bald-headed fat man. Just a silhouette, side on, big belly, and the slogan says, "I visited the Desolium flesh markets, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt."
Alright, I've already got an armor rating on my body, haven't I?
Yeah, you're always armoured, yeah.
Yeah.
Other armor stacks with your permanent armor as well.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yep.
That's quite good to hear.
The gentleman standing here by the clothing stand, he sees you having a look, and he says, "Oh, good day, sir. Is there something I can help you with among my most wonderful stock of fabulous attire?"
Looking for a little bit of armor.
Little bit of armor. Yes, you don't. You and your friends. I'm surprised you made it this far. Truth be told, what with all the ruckus that's been going on of late. But yes, we have a few bits and pieces. Let's have a look at you. Your size. Well, I do have this rather fabulous coat, and he pulls out this black leather full-length greatcoat. It looks like it's got armor panels in it.
Oh, that looks ample. Yeah, I think it'll go with my black attire underneath.
Lovely. Oh yes, all in black. I do love a man in black.
Is it the Neo range?
No, it's just a coat.
Okay, I was wondering if it's from the special Matrix shop.
No. It's that's a bit further up high from that sort of thing, sir. We only sell what we can acquire.
Oh well, how much for the coat then? So, and also, what do you have for the head?
Well, I don't really do armored. I do have this hat. And he pulls out this hat. It's a rather stylish hat. It's a fedora, and it's purple felt.
What's a fedora? Apart from Weirdora.
Oh, God. I have to... Right.
So that's Wizardora, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is a fedora? Let me show you what a fedora is. It's what all the hipsters wear.
Good question.
Oh,
God. Don't do it.
There you go. Discord chat.
Well, like Howard Moon.
It's like that hat, but purple. It says that. I mean, I don't have a lot of hats, but this one is splendid, sir. But I don't think you could really call it armor. It's just a hat.
Oh, well, it's purple though, you say?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't like. You can't start wearing purple. We'll go with the black outfit, but I'll take the coat. Thank you, sir.
110 thrones, please, sir.
I know. Hand him 110 thrones. Take it.
What?
How about 108?
Give me a barter roll.
Probably going to put the price up on me. My roll of 16, one boy.
Throne.
Sure, coincidence, sir.
Oh, I'm afraid, sir, I have overheads to take care of. You know, the rental space of this pitch alone is 100 thrones a week. 110 thrones on no sale, my good man.
Okay. So here you go, 110 thrones. Where are the thrones? Right at the bottom?
Should be on your gear page, just below... should be on your character sheet, just below your gear.
Yep, so I'll take 110 off mine. Which leaves me with 38.
Okay, so add into your inventory, second-hand flak greatcoat, which is 4 armor points to arms, body, and legs. And that stacks with your body as well, so whatever you've got on there. I think are you armor 2 all the time?
2 of my arms and legs and through my body.
Yeah. So you
I've
gain
got
4. You gain 4
4
to
on
each
each
of those
thing.
locations. So you become
So
6
it's-
arms and legs and 7 body.
Yep. That's not bad.
And it doesn't matter, but because it's a flat coat, it's always armor 5 against fragmentation grenades. But it really won't make much difference. Okay, so
that feels better, people.
you slide this coat on. It's very soft. It feels well worn. It feels like it's been around for a while, but the integrity is good. It feels like a good quality coat. Meanwhile,
Thank you very much, sir.
oh, a pleasure doing business with you, sir. We thrive on trade from adventurous souls like yourself.
Put my great flat coat on and carry on then.
Okay.
With the others.
Bye-bye. Siegfried.
Yes.
You arrive
Weapons.
here. There is okay, so where you are right now, there is this guy here, southwest of you, and he's yelling about water! Get your bottle of water! Clean water! Freshly clean and filtered, lovely, lovely water! Over here, northwest of you, there's a guy yelling about fish. But the woman stood watching you and smoking an IO stick. She's not yelling her wares. It's quite obvious what she sells. She has an assortment of melee weapons. She watches you as you approach, and you can tell she's checking out your sword. There is also another guy over here that's selling guns to your east. But this woman, she says, she takes a long drag of a IO stick, almost half of it in one drag, and she says, "All right, sunshine, that's a nice blade you got there."
Yeah, it's served me well over the years.
I bet you can serve people well yourself, can't you?
Serve them up a treat. I certainly can, if need be. What do you got for me today?
She gets up and she takes a step towards you. She says, "Well, I don't know. I've got a few things." She gets very close to you, about a foot away from your face. She says, "I've got a few things here and there. I've got a selection of blades." And she leans over quite dramatically and pats these chainswords she's got. And as she does, it's a very obvious low bow and, a show of her cleavage.
Is it impressive cleavage, or is it just?
It might have been 20 years ago.
Ah, right. Okay.
But it doesn't seem to bother. And she says, "I've got a few chain swords." And make a perception check, actually, sight-based, if that makes a difference. She says, "You don't strike me as the sort of person to be interested in striking weapons like flails and what have you." He says, "You're a blade man, ain't you? I can tell straight away."
I'm going to look at my hip, think about my mace while Johnny's connection's getting there.
Slowly catching up.
No mace today.
Where's Vernetta gone?
Over here.
I'm just going to move some NPCs about. Seraph. Seraph is going to... She's probably going to stick around here.
Yeah.
Drantia's with Siegfried.
My dad's coming tomorrow, so.
I forgot Neus.
Right, hang on. Perception. Is it just perception, yeah?
Yeah.
Or awareness?
Perception.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you glance around at these weapons, Siegfried, and
Yeah.
there are a number of chainswords here.
Yeah.
There's a chain axe as well.
Ooh.
There are a couple of chainsaws that look the same. There's one that you think, one chainsword that you think might not be human in design.
All right. Okay.
And there's also this bizarre weapon that looks like some sort of glove with a series of blades on it that you also think isn't human in design.
Cool.
And there is also what looks like a thunder hammer.
Cool. Wow. What's that glove all about?
Oh,
I like the look of that.
This, my darling, this is no, taken from one of the Xenos raiders we get down here from time to time.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. I like a bit of exotic weaponry.
We're with Siegfried while he's doing this shopping, are we all doing our own shopping?
Everyone's individually doing stuff at the minute.
Cool.
So yes, it can be yours for a modest 1,000 thrones, my young friend.
What does it do?
Well,
That looks sharp.
basically,
Yeah, I mean,
it
I
stabs
could,
people.
Stabs people. It's a stab hand, basically. What about that chainsaw behind it that looks a bit similar? What's that all about?
Took that off another one of the Xenos blighters. In fact, truth be told, the one I took the sword off was fighting the one with the glove.
That is interesting. That is very interesting. So, tell me a bit more about this fight. Like, were they attacking here, or was it in the arena, or in an arena, or?
Oh no!
What was the story?
This was a few years back. You see, some of the weapons I've got here, I've had hold of for several years. I used to be a roamer of the Underhive like yourself, but time being what it is, I decided I had to settle down, find a living for myself, and the trophies I've accumulated over the years I now sell. These particular two trophies, I'll be honest, I did not take from those that held them. My ex-husband did, and then I took them from him.
Not very good. So, what's the going price on the chainsaw?
That particular item, sir, 500 thrones.
500 thrones. That's quite reasonable. May I?
Please.
So just gonna pick it up and.
It's as soon as you pick it up, you realise it's really well balanced. You're not sure if it's a better weapon than your power sword.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a much better balanced blade than other chainswords that you've wielded in the past.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So I'll take that. Why not? Never hurts to have more than one sword, does it?
Okay.
So I'll just move 500 from
500 thrones. And you can add to your inventory an Eldar chainsword.
Cool.
And while that is occurring, Hannibal, you've headed over to the gun shop from the look of it. There is a guy here who looks pretty much, as you can see him, it's almost like a weird mirror because he's got a black mohawk and some augmetics. But he doesn't have augmetic legs. He's shorter than you by a long shot as well. He's only about 5'8", but he's just in the background cleaning a rifle, and he sees you approach. He looks you up and over. He's a bulky guy despite his size. He's got some signs of augmetics in his shoulders, and this what looks like a targeting monocle over one eye that's built in. He sees you, and you can see straight away he's checking out your weapons, and he just nods at you and says, "Oh, it was something."
Yeah, is your dad in?
No, he's dead.
Little bit sizist there.
You,
I'm just looking, seeing what you got.
I've got a few bits and pieces, sir, as you can see. Mostly layers and solid weapons. There's a flamer over there, look, but a lot of it's custom. Modified and redesigned by a colleague of mine whose name will remain a mystery for the purpose of this session. But if you see something you like, let me know. And it'll be easier to just show you this fucking thing. So just a second. Oh no! What is going on here? Okay, Roll20's been a douche. Okay.
I've got a credit chip from Mr. Pendleton from ages ago. I'm going to use that to pay for it.
You can't.
I can't.
No, not without the ID for Mr. Pendleton, and not
I've
without the
got his,
biometric. Not without the biometric signature of Mr. Pendleton.
Right. Okay. That's so good. I'll use standard thrones then. Fuck it.
Okay. I mean,
Well,
you know,
I've-
there is a way of getting around that, but you can't at the moment.
Yeah.
There you go. Mysterious note should just pop up. I'm going to do the same actually for the melee weapons that Johnny's just been to shop at. So you should both now have a couple of pop-ups opened that will show you the melee and the ranged weapons that are on offer. I realised that the melee weapons don't have any stats.
Now Keldar, scissor hand.
Not one of the ranged weapons. Hannibal, you know your way around weapons well enough to know when they're standard or not. They've all been modified in some way or another.
Okay.
So if for the purposes of for ease of navigation and stuff, you can all at some point have a look at these weapons and see what they are. So if there's anything in the melee or the ranged weapon that takes your fancy, the ranged guy, by the way, also sells ammunition.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So how good's the scissor hand? Like, I do have to buy it to find out.
No, that feels a little cheesy. So let me tell you what it does. When I can find it. Okay, so it's a fist weapon.
Yeah.
It does.
Johnny?
It's the beauty of fist weapons is that pretty much everyone is proficient in them. It's 3d5 damage,
Right.
2 armor pen, tearing, and when you get hit by it, you have to take a toughness test with a -5 for each point of damage. And if you fail it, you are stunned for 1 round and 1 level of fatigue for each degree of failure.
That's fucking good.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It's also
really fucking
massively heretical.
Oh well.
Meh.
So Siegfried. No, he's not. He's not. No, serial killing is not heretical. It's just a public service.
Hobby. It's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
Serial
Hobby
killing
back
is
up.
only heretical if you kill certain people, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
I mean, women,
Like you kill
it's fair
her.
game, right?
So who has a surplus of thrones then?
Not me.
I've got 38 left.
I've got a few. I have more than that. Yeah, I'm not gonna get, the second hand sounds excellent, but
Actually, I do have a lot more than I thought. Actually, I thought I only had a couple hundred, but actually, I do have a surplus of thrones.
Wow. Gaius is obviously just a poor civil servant.
Seraph,
Is that Gaius? You left your wallet at home, did you? How convenient.
The
Seraph
Emperor
has-
rewards me in other ways.
Seraph has followed you over to the gun shop, by the way, Hannibal, and she's peering over your shoulder and she says to you, "You see something you like, do you?"
Yeah. I'm picking up a pistol and twirling it around my finger and checking down your iron sights and stuff.
Seraph leans in very close to you.
Probably guess what one I'm looking at.
And she says to you, personally, I prefer things a little bit more. And then she leans very close and says, closer up. I imagine you're looking at the Executor.
I am.
Because it is a hell of a name for a pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is quite a name for a pistol.
Okay, so it's essentially a hybrid weapon. It's like part stub revolver, part hand cannon. So it counts as a stub revolver, but it also requires the strength requirement that hand cannons need, or you want to fire it two-handed. It's also custom ammunition, which there is only 12 rounds available right now in this place. She says, if you're short of a few, I can lend you a little bit. The guy says to you, 400 thrones for the Executor. Seraph goes, I mean, I ain't got that much on me, but and she's got about 338 thrones on her that she's willing to lend you.
With her money and my money, we can afford the gun, but no ammo.
Okay.
I've got shit all money on me.
He comms me. I lent him my last 38 thrones.
Seraph's going to go, just a second. She's going to give you all her thrones. All Seraph's money, by the way, is cash. She doesn't have any credit chips. She gives you 338 thrones. And she's going to go, she's going to just blatantly walk into the middle of the square and call out, not on the Vox, it says, who wants to lend Big Lad some money so he can buy some bullets for this gun?
Yeah, go on then.
Does this guy happen to have any throwing knives or anything?
No, he's just got guns.
It's a shame.
Just guns and ammo.
I was going to give him a competition to get the price down.
No, he's just guns and ammo, unfortunately. You can try and haggle if you want.
No, I don't have any skills for that.
Barter is a basic skill. Anyone can try.
I know. I have no skills in it. I have a chance, basic roll of barter of 14. It's not even worth trying.
Well, you could say it's got a 14 and 100 chance of worth trying.
But the more realistic way of looking at it is 86 and 100 chance of failing.
It's nearly one in 6. I mean, some people roll lot sixes, other people don't. So you could just give it a go, couldn't you?
Nah.
Some people can roll
that 6.
Where's Quintius when you need him? I've got that price down to 30 thrones by now.
How much has she got on her?
338. And she's called to everyone else who wants to lend some money to Hannibal for some ammo.
I'll let him back.
Yeah, how much for the ammo? How much? I'll walk over because I've just got the chainsaw. I'm looking to see
Need 46 thrones to get the ammo.
Right, I'll give you 46 thrones then.
There you go. Teamwork.
Okay, you know how it is. You walk into a market, you're looking for armor, and you think, I'll just walk out here with a multi-laser.
Uh-huh.
I know exactly what you mean, Vernetta. Mind you, I am wearing actually armor.
So
maybe I do.
Siegfried lends you 46 thrones, Hannibal, to
I'll
buy
use
the
my
ammunition.
136. It's all I had on me.
Yep. Vernetta, you watch this exchange with interest. Seraph is having fun. Seraph's a bit of an emo chick a lot of the time, but today she's like skipping around the place, calling out, "Who wants to lend the big lad some money?" She looks like she's in her element. She looks like a new woman. What are you doing as you watch Hannibal buy this pistol? Ding dong, the witch is dead. You watch Hannibal buy this pistol, and it's fucking massive, this pistol. It's this ridiculously oversized revolver with like a 4-shot chamber, but each Each round is about 20 mil wide. The ammunition is massive on this. What are you doing, Vernetta?
Like I say, I've wandered in thinking, the sensible thing is to buy some armor, but then there is a multi-laser there, so it's very difficult to overcome my...
Have you got the money to buy a
impulse buy.
multi-laser?
Well, not quite, but I go... I don't even know whether I should. Can you use it then? Is it just at -20 if you don't have?
Yeah.
Presuming you need like... it's just
Also,
volley,
as a heavy
then
weapon,
again,
it needs to be braced or
bracing.
fixed.
Yeah.
What's the range on this thing, Pigs?
Does it not say in there?
25 meters, it says.
On the Executor. Yeah, so 25 is medium range. Half range would be 12. Long range would be 50. Extreme range would be 100.
Yeah, 100. Just couldn't remember if the 25 was N or M.
I've realised as well it says proven. It's proven 3, I believe. So what that means is that no matter what you roll, you cannot do less than 3 damage. So even if you roll shit, you're still going to always do 3 wounds to something.
Nice gun, Hannibal.
It's not at all based on the gun that the Ghoul wields in the new Fallout series.
I was just going to say.
Have you watched all of them?
No, I've only watched the first 3. I've watched the first 3.
I've binge watched all of it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, to be honest. I quite like it.
Good.
Yeah.
A lot of people say good stuff about it.
Yeah, it's
That
worth
turret
watching.
at the beginning of episode 2 was fucking useless, though.
Yeah,
Because the old guy was literally walking away from it, and it missed him.
And the
every shot.
turrets in Fallout were renowned for being cunts as well, weren't they?
Yep.
You'd stick your head out and just get shot to fuck by
Shot in the fucking eye.
So anyway, Alan, you're eyeing up this multi-laser, and the guy sees you, and he's going to head over towards you and say, "All right there, miss, you interested?"
Bit of a heavy weapon to be so far down Hive. How did you come by it?
Oh, well, you know.
Steal it, did you?
Me? No, I bought it. I bought it to sell it on. The person I bought it from might have stolen it. I don't know. But that's not, it's not my business, is it, you know? I'm just here to facilitate the relieving of items from people that want to sell and distributing to people that want to buy. Truth be told, I think it was maybe taken from some sort of military vehicle, but no blood on my hands.
No. And they have the ammo? Do you have ammo for this?
He points to the shelf at the back where there is loads and loads of Las charge packs. He says, "Of course I do."
Yeah, I'm finding myself in an impulsive mood. What possible use could I have with a heavy weapon out in the Underhive?
Oh, look, I don't want to get into any sticky wickets with you here right now, but what you do with said weapons that I sell is none of my business.
How much?
1,400 phones.
Ha! For that? You must be mad. You think I was born yesterday?
No. I just think it's worth 1,400 phones.
Stolen goods? You're asking too much.
Well, here's the thing, right? I have overheads, and some of my overheads involve making sure that that weapon can't be traced to its point of origin.
I see. Well,
He
that
taps
does
his
change
nose.
the matter somewhat.
But I would like to make a barter roll.
Okay. I'll say to him, when do you think you're going to get a better chance to sell this multi-laser?
I've had it for the last 6 months. Sooner or later it'll get sold. There'll be a space marine on holiday or something, fancies a little souvenir.
That's 8 degrees of failure on the bar today. So you might as well roll the dice.
4,000 phones.
4,000?
No.
Fine.
He doesn't
I'll
go
go
up.
buy some armor then.
He stays on 1,400 phones.
And how much for the ammo?
Yeah, my army's standard las charge packs, just a second. Let me have a look. 30 frowns per clip.
Okay. Shout over to Siegfried. Siegfried! You're a noble. You're not even here. You've got money. I know you've got money. I need some. couple of hundred thrones should do it.
Trantia hears you. She comes over. I don't know where Siegfried's gone. She puts her hand in the small of your back as well as she approaches. She says, "You're a little bit short, my dear."
Ha, well, I mean, it's quite a lot of thrones, but this is quite an expensive item.
Oh, come now. It's how much do you need?
A couple of hundred thrones should do it.
Okay.
I suppose we'll need some thrones for water as well. Let's not forget the essentials.
She hands you a credit chip.
Thank you. Yes, I'll have the multi-laser and 3 clips for it.
Nice. Yeah, sweet. Wonderful. Fantastic. You got yourself a right bargain. I don't know why I switched accents right in the middle of that sentence, but here we go. They said, yeah, it's lovely. You're lovely. Do you want a bag fit? It's another 10 thrones.
No, I'll just carry it as it is. Have a certain deterrent effect.
Yeah, I'll bet it does. And he pulls it off his stand and he unclips. You see there's a couple of safety devices holding it down. He seems to unclip that with something attached to his wrist. And he hands it to you. And he gets 3 charge packs and gives them to Trantia as well. So yeah, you can add the multi-laser to your inventory.
Fantastic.
I'm just gonna have a wee back in a sec.
Ready for war.
There won't be any combat anyway. I don't need to worry about this. It's probably not sensible to buy it, but I'm not in a very sensible mood today. So
Well, it sounds like a good buy, a multi-laser.
yeah, I just mean
There's
it's
the stats up at foot up there.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is it's I'm not proficient in it, so it'll be difficult to hit with it. But yeah, there's the damage on it is pretty decent.
Oh wow,
So,
2d10 plus 10.
Yeah, 2d10 plus 10, but you have to hit with it first, right? So
Yeah.
5 on a full auto. But yeah, it's just too tempting. Far too tempting. How could I resist?
I don't mind it actually.
Yeah, just I'll learn to use it later, I think. I nearly took Arms Master as well on Vernetta. There you go. Instead I got Pilot Spaceship. Bad choice.
Probably a good choice though, because everyone can use a weapon of some degree, but not everybody can do non-combat shit.
Yeah. It just like picked on a whim mainly, and I thought we'd be flying that shuttle around a bit, because it had space capacity, but then it got immediately shot down.
What, the black shuttle?
Yeah. That's part of the reason why I took Pilot Spaceship.
It's not
Mainly on a
irreparable.
whim, but yeah. No, you said that.
It's not irreparable.
Like,
And
it was just
I'm
it was almost
definitely-
the instantaneous nature of it as well. Like as soon as we got it, like Johnny takes it out for a joyride and then gets it blown out of the sky.
I had to do that, you understand? I had to
it's
do
all
that.
good. Oh yeah, I say that, mate. I've got thick skin, mate, so I'm not going to get pissy over
I
a
don't
make-believe
like-
shot-on.
I don't like
But,
taking toys,
yeah.
but I do like pretending
Yeah,
to take
you know.
toys.
I'm a big boy, Dave. I can stand the loss of a stealth shuttle, but it also lets me rag Johnny, which in itself is quite, amusing.
The thing is,
To me, anyway.
the shooting down on that shuttle wasn't any one person's fault. That was a cumulative effect over the last probably 2 years of gaming.
Yes.
With the subtlety rolls that I don't think I've ever really explained properly to this group. But
you mentioned.
I track things and I roll against things, and sometimes bad shit happens because you've either been unlucky or you haven't been
far
as
too
subtle as you should, and that was the
Or at
result of
all.
one of them. Or at all, yeah. But anyway, I think everyone's had a chance to do some shopping now. We've lost
I
Johnny,
was
I
just
think.
going to ask
What's
if there is an armor store.
There isn't an armor store, but
helmet.
what there is, so there's the clothing store, which you've already visited. There is also a guy right over on the far side that sells boots. That's the closest thing you're going to find to armor.
I've got armor.
Yeah, I headed over that way and then I changed my mind, bought a multi-laser instead.
Okay, I was just looking for a helmet. That's all.
No, generally speaking, armor isn't something you often find in the Underhive because people tend to snaffle it up straight away.
Oh well, I was looking to get my coat on then.
Yeah.
I'll buy some water and some fish heads.
Okay. So you want to buy some water? The guy at
Yeah,
the
I think we'll
water
all
stand.
do a bit of water, can't we?
Okay, so he's actually not just water; he's water and power. But he buys and sells promethium. He will recharge devices for you, and he will sell you a 2-litre bottle of filtered clean water for 1 throne.
Okay, I'll take 1 throne off my inventory. Remember, I've got 2 litres of water on me.
How's my battery level, Dave?
Yours, as in your Vernetta's core, it's generally fine. I always assume that Vernetta charges up whenever she can in between missions. So last night you would have been able to charge up at Lady Pagni's.
Okay, so what's the clip size on the multi-laser, the heavy las?
I think it's quite ridiculous.
100.
Yeah,
100?
It's 100. Yeah.
Thank you. And what about the reload time? Presumably it's long.
Yeah, it's like 2 full, I think.
2 full.
It's also reliable, the multi-las.
Awesome. Even better.
Anything else anyone would like to visit? There are, excuse me. There are component shops. There is a general household shop. There is a. Let's have a think. What else is there? All sorts of shit. There is a booze shop. There is the fish shop. There is the weapon shops you've experienced. There is a drug shop. There is a Medicaid facility. There is a guy that sells bits and pieces for alchemy work. There is the boot shop. There is also this building in the middle of the map, sort of over here, that is basically an eatery as well.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'll comms into the group. I'll say, I mean, I've blown all my money on this weapon. Do we need anything else? Have we got what we came for?
That's all right.
I'm eager to get to the carnival as soon as possible. Got a feeling something bad has happened.
Okay.
Very good. Johnny.
Do you think Siegfried?
He's still here.
I'm glad you agree.
Right, so if you've done here, you can leave Sanctuary.
Still here, phone deaf. Nice.
Yep.
If you want to leave Sanctuary and you continue on your way, you can.
I'll say, Siegfried, are you happy to go? Is there anything else you need?
Oh, I don't know. I'm Siegfried.
He needs grenades. We'll speak to this gun seller. How about grenades for my man here?
No, mate. We don't really have grenades. We tend to keep them, for defending ourselves.
Oh, come on. There has to be a price.
No, honestly, mate. There's no price on survival. Sometimes they come through in a swarm, and you've got grenades and flame weapons. The only way you can take them out.
What
About it, Raslor. No grenades unless. Are the grenades in the grenade launcher? Can they be used separately? Can they be thrown? Or
They can be either.
Does the refill man sell like little bottles of promethium, like little 500ml bottles?
Yeah, you can buy some promethium if you want some promethium.
Will they come in like smashable bottles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna. But how much is a couple of bottles of promethium?
Promethium is 12 pounds a litre, my good sir.
Would you sell me in 2 small bottles?
Yeah, it's
Can anyone use
2 litres.
Flamer? Yes. Can anyone use a flamer?
I'll take that off. No, I'm not sure actually. Right, so I've taken that money off now, and I've got 2 small bottles, and I'm going to go down to the material person and buy a pair of second-hand pants, tear them up, and make myself some Molotovs.
Okie dokie. So take off. So it's 12 thrones for a litre of promethium.
Yep, I've got one.
How many pounds is that? Promethium.
Fuck off. pounds per square yard. Knock off a couple more phones for some shitty clothes, and
Okay.
I would also like you to make a agility test.
My best stat.
We go for we.
Where are you, agility?
Can Johnny still hear us?
No, he's not on Discord.
I don't know. It was a bit weird when I said something. Okay.
Re-roll that. One of my fate points. Might as well.
Okay.
Use one tonight. Boom.
What did you say proven does?
Proven basically means you always do a minimum amount of damage, which is the number
After
in brackets.
deductions from armour and toughness and shit.
Yeah, you
Right.
always do the minimum. So if you roll a 1, you do whatever the number in brackets is.
Yeah, I was just wondering because the default or the base damage of the weapon is 1d10 plus 4.
Yeah.
But no, it's after deductions from armour and toughness. Then, yeah.
So you're 5 damage every time you hit something, which is really good when you think about it. Because if something's stacking armor and toughness, you're still doing 5 damage every time you hit it.
Right, there you go. I've put 2 times Molotovs in my inventory. Is that
Yep.
all right?
Yeah, that's fine. And it's going to be, like I say, 12 thrones per litre plus a couple of thrones for the fabric.
I've only just bought 1 litre in 2 bottles, and separated it and taken off all things. I'm down to 23 phones now.
Yes. It's almost like I'm bleeding you dry of all your money. So anything else anyone else wants to buy?
Can't possibly resist a multi-laser, David. Takes a bigger man than me to...
That's what it was there for.
A bait. I'll take it. Greedily.
Anything else for anyone else?
No, I'm done.
I'm ready to go.
I think a wise choice of making Molotovs, maybe. I don't know.
You
I'm
can't
gonna
beat,
buy a
you
lighter
can't beat a
just
good
before-
improvised... I'm going to assume you've got a lighter because you've smoked IO sticks in the past. So don't worry
Okay,
about
thanks.
that. All right. Okay.
I just thought I'd mention it unless he taxed me for it later.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I generally don't worry about shit like that. So eventually you leave. Is everyone happy to leave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
you head deeper into the hive. It's probably been about 5 hours since you left Lady Pagni's at this point. Excuse me, Leanne, would you grab me a Guinness, please? A white fluffy wife in your Hoth monster costume or whatever it is you're wearing. Don't dance. I'm going to get my camera. Like, oh no, Leanne was dancing.
Yeah, you ruined the moment, Dave.
I know. Sorry.
You should have just enjoyed it. It's like when you try to capture it, then it immediately vanished. so.
Sometimes Leanne just does randomly start dancing in the background of stuff, and like,
If you've got to have a boogie, you can have a
she's doing
boogie.
it again. She's
Yeah.
doing it again. But as soon as I get the camera, she's going to stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, you leave this place, this sanctuary. It's worth remembering this place. You can come back here later. There will be other items for sale, other deals, various other stuff, and a source of intel, perhaps even. But by the time you get back down to the carnival, Seraph finds her way once you leave this place, and it's been best part of a day, 7, almost 8 hours. And eventually you find your way back down to that shitty area of the lower hive. And you find the ascender platform, and you head back down and through the tunnel, across the lake of filth, towards the gates of the carnival, which stand open. And it appears that they've been wrenched out of their hinges. I mean, as you get closer and you pass inside, you see a couple of figures inside the carnival milling about. One of them is a tattoo-faced chap in a badly repaired overcoat with lots of stitching. He wears a heavy iron breastplate over his jacket and a respirator on his face, and he's rummaging about in the back of one of the security team's caravans. And a second man wearing a ragged greatcoat. You actually... Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I just got distracted there. A second man wearing a ragged greatcoat and a top hat emerges from one of the nearby toilet stalls, fastening his trousers as he leaves. And he sees the seven of you, and he pauses and grins for a moment. And then he goes for the shotgun on his shoulder. And I'm going to put you on a map, and then once you're on the map, I'd like you to roll initiative.
You said there only might be combat. You lied.
He said he did. He said it depends on what things you do, and it doesn't look to me like
it does.
depended on football.
It does.
Did it? Eh?
It
I'm
did.
calling
It did
fake
depend.
days.
No. There was different. There was things you could have done that would have stopped
Calling it
this
out,
happening.
Dave.
I
We
don't.
could have stayed in the town for the night.
I don't
If we'd
care.
used our money on buying crayons or
There
something
you go.
instead.
Hayden's just hit the nail on the head. If you stayed in the town on the night, if you hadn't gone home at all, there was a few ways you were going to. Also, you could have pushed this encounter somewhere else, but you didn't. So here
I
we
know.
are.
Well, I didn't hear the bit about the Xenos weaponry. I'd not looked at that, so I might inquire Siegfried later when I see his chainsword. He did buy the chainsaw, didn't he?
Yeah, he bought the Eldar chainsaw. Yeah.
Have a sir.
Oh, where's Neus gone? Oh no, it's the wrong thing.
It's the wrong Neus.
It's the bad Neus. Oh no, he's on the. There we go. Okay, so you should be able to see yourselves on the map.
I'm still on the old map.
Still on the old map.
Are you?
Yep.
Oh, I moved
Do
you.
what
and
I
it,
do
it
and you-
didn't. It didn't do anything.
Maybe you just released it just before it got onto the colour.
Hang on. There we go. Try that. You cunts. There you go. How's that?
Yes.
One initiative. Nice.
It's me. What do you expect? Oh, that's wrong. I'm going to re-roll Seraph's because I clicked on the wrong button.
Nice.
Let's try and see. Okay.
Oh, excuse me. I'm going to use a fake point on my initiative.
Straight 10.
Yep, 18 I'm on.
Okie dokie. Where? Oh, you're not in. Can you right click and add yourself into the turn order for me, please?
No,
You should be able to.
no. Right clicking it. Just brings up a standard sort of web browser menu.
Okay, so you're on 18. Where's Johnny? I love the fact that Johnny's not here. He's clearly kind of paying attention, and we're all rolling initiative, and he's rolled perception somehow. There we go, look. Okay, so that's a 14.
Yes, because I rolled it and it added it, and I've just modified it to 18.
Okay. Siegfried's up there on 14. Siegfried, Hannibal, Gaius, Seraph, Trantier, Vernetta, Neus. That's everyone, right?
Yeah.
Who's the fella that is drawing the shotgun? Is that the one that's closest to us?
I'll show you in a second. Hang on.
Oh, but Johnny.
I have returned. I don't know how long I've been.
Hey!
Johnny is with us.
I'll just have to go get voice only.
Yeah, that's.
I'm hoping it doesn't just cut out.
I mean, to be honest, Johnny, I don't want to look at your fucking face anyway. So.
Nah, yours. Oh, are yours, Dave? Turn your camera off, please.
Sorry,
No, Dave,
I am
no,
such
no.
a con. I'm sorry. I'm an awful human being. But no, yeah, it's
That's why I
video.
like
Video
Only-
uses a lot
It's
more.
the only language he understands.
I
so.
know.
it.
Video uses a lot more juice, doesn't it? So, but it sounds like you've got a vague idea of what's going on. You've headed back to the Underhive. You've headed to the carnival. There is this guy. As you've walked in, you're like, "There's a guy over there that shouldn't be here." And there is this smell of blood in the air. And there is a guy who walks out of the toilet with a shotgun, and he racks the shotgun. That's what's triggered the combat. And at the moment, I believe that is exactly where we are. So,
I thought we were in a nightclub.
no. This is the carnival. You were in the
cool,
you were
like,
in the town sanctuary, but we've left there. We've come to this.
I'm gutted. I'm gutted. I didn't get that scissor hand.
Yeah, so
can always
you
go
might
back.
have. Yeah, you can always go back. I mentioned this to everyone while you weren't able to hear, but
Yeah.
Sanctuary is a new POI, a point of interest. You can go back there. You can buy things. You can sell things. You can learn information. There's all sorts of shit you can do there. We'll worry about that another day. But yeah, so you're. This is where you are as you come through the door. Hannibal, you're top of the round. The guy racking the shotgun is this guy here.
Okay.
And there's a guy over here who has 2 las pistols, which are coming up as we speak in slow motion. What would you like to do? Oh, fuck the mob!
Yeah.
I want to get drugged up and just go for battle. Dims. Kill these fuckers.
I'll quick draw my pistol and shoot him in the face.
Okay. So quick
Half
draw is
aim.
free, half aim for +10. You're at short range. Are you single shotting?
Yep.
So +30, I think.
It is a cold shot, but I don't get any modifiers for it.
What pistol is it, by the way?
The only pistol I've got.
Which is
It's either the executor or a grenade launcher.
okay.
For a cold shot to the
The
face.
executor.
Grenade launcher.
So, moments
Fuck that guy
after
up.
buying it, you're going to fire this motherfucking executor. Go
Yep.
for it.
That's it.
Do like the idea of having a cold shot to the face with a grenade launcher, though, but it's a bit close for that.
You're fucking awesome.
It's happened
Yeah, it
before.
would be awesome.
I believe
Yeah.
I believe somebody, I can't remember who, but somebody hit Theranos with a cold shot. One of the NPCs hit Theranos with a cold shot with a grenade launcher.
But when it's personal.
Okay, so that's hit. He's going to try and dodge. Ooh, that's cocked. Nope, he does not.
Oh,
A critical from the Executor on its debut, seconds after being bought. I mean,
baby.
everything's always technically speaking, everything is always seconds after something else, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
yes, that's confirmed. Roll again a D10. So that's 16 plus. Proven really doesn't matter right now. 16 plus whatever you get here. So 2. So that's
18 explosive damage to the
Pen
face.
4. So that ignores his damage. So 18. 15 damage. So this guy, as he pulls his shotgun out, Hannibal just swings this massive, ridiculously oversized revolver up and just boom. And as the shot hits this guy, it just detonates inside his chest and just destroys him, just blows him to pieces. There are bits of this guy all over the place. The downside is that was very loud.
That's right. Just to correct you, it didn't detonate in his chest, it detonated in his face.
Oh, in his face, sorry, because it was a cold shot. Yeah, you blew his face off. So that was... You didn't aim either,
Just a
did
little
you?
fleshy stump where his fucking neck used to be now.
He's
With a
still-
little fountain of blood squirting
He
out.
still stood up at this point. You didn't aim, did you?
Yeah, it was a half aim.
Or was it half aim? Okay. This fucking thing's leaking all over the place. What's going on? So that's Hannibal's turn. Siegfried.
Okay. I'm going to take out the sniper rifle, go and fling it professionally, and then just pop that guy, take a half aim, and shoot that guy.
Do you have quick draw?
Should do, maybe.
I don't know if you
Don't
do.
know.
It's a genuine
I don't know
question.
if he
I
does.
don't know.
I don't think he does. He maybe does. Hang on, let me have a look.
I honestly
Let's
do
have a
not
look.
know if Siegfried has quick draw or not.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See. Hip shooting. Lightning reflexes.
That's the point. You've got lightning reflexes. That would have put you.
First.
Oh no, that's in your.
No, I think
it's in your character sheet.
Yeah, it's included. Yeah. Quick shot. So I don't believe that I have. No, I don't have.
Okay, so you're going to be half action to pull your rifle out, so you can't aim, but you can
I'll
still
just shoot.
So you're going to be single shot, short range. Yeah, that's going to be it. Plus 20.
Okay, cool. Plus 20. Sorry, go with me. Plus 20.
That's a miss, Jonathan. That's a jam as well. That's a jam.
I use a fate. Use a fate point.
Okay.
Do I
You
have
have
one?
a
No, I
fate
don't.
point.
Do you have any? I think you have one, don't you?
No, I think did I burn it or something?
I can't
I've got
remember
another
if
character.
you've run it. It should be at the bottom of your character sheet, mate.
Let's have a quick look. Yeah, if I've got a fate point, I'm definitely going to use it at this point because I don't want to fucking jam my only gun. Let's see. Seems a big fat zero. I can sense it.
Right down the bottom where your wounds are. You've got no fate points.
No, I've got it. No.
Okay, so just mark off the shot. You've lost the you've lost that shot. So mark off your bullets. Remember when you fire a shot. Next up, it's the shotgun guy. He's got no head. He's not going to react. Gaius, Gaius Mortalis.
Furiously charge this guy, and hit him with furious charge.
Okay, so that's a plus 30 for a furious charge.
Ooh.
Ooh!
I'll re-roll that with another fate point.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's better. He's going to try and dodge you. He is a dodge of... He's the nimble guy, so he's got a dodge of 14. I've rolled an 88. He does not dodge. Roll damage.
Okay. Let's get down to my weapons. There we go. Ooh.
Okay, so that's 4. It cuts through his armor. He does kind of dodge
is
a bit.
Is that with my strength bonus in as well?
No, that's just 1d10 plus 2. It's ignored your strength, hasn't it? So, what's your strength?
It'd be 4. So
okay, so
6.
that's another 4 damage on that. So that's going to be 5 damage on this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, he does kind of dodge aside as you go rushing up to him, and your blade just slices into the top of his shoulder, and he yells in pain. But he's still okay. Seraph is up next. Seraph is going to join the fun. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's she using? She's using Trantia's Power Rapier. Swing. No aim, but she's got an assist off. No, she's charging. Does she have the fancy charge, or does she have normal charge? She has plus 30 berserk charge. And she's also got assist off you, Gaius.
Yay.
Hey, go Trantia! Sorry, Seraph. But she does have Blade Master, so she can re-roll that. She hits on the second time. The guy's already dodged. She's going to do Fucking hell, that's not bad. That's going to be 11 damage. She's going to kill him because you've already wounded him. Yeah, so the two guys that you've seen are dead. It's Trantia's turn. Trantia's going to... She got Las Pistol in her sword, hasn't she? She's going to cast Precog. Okay. And she's going to walk forward a little bit. So there. It's that guy's guy. That guy's go. He's already dead. Vernetta.
So do I see any further?
Make a perception
assailants
check.
or-
Sorry, awareness, not perception. No, you think you're good. You think you're pretty safe. You think these guys have sorted out the two ne'er-do-wells that were lurking in the cathedral, in the carnival's entrance. It is a bit weird, though, that there's these random people that have attacked you as soon as you've come home.
Wyatt,
You're not a complete idiot.
where is everyone? I'm going to. What's suppressing fire? Suppressing fire. You can do Overwatch with
You can do Overwatch as well, yeah?
a full auto, can't you?
Yeah.
Is Overwatch full action? Do you know, Dave?
I believe so, I think. Let me double check. Doesn't happen very often. Are you finally learning tactics, you people? What's happening? Sorry, I felt like I belittled you. I do apologise.
No, it's your standard GMing tactic, and it works. People easily goaded, Dave. You just,
I know. I'm such a prude.
Yeah.
I really am.
You are. I mean, it has been said.
help it.
You can't help the way you're wired up,
Mental.
can you, Dave?
No.
You're not responsible for your dickish-ness. It's
No.
just the way you've been born, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's not a choice. I
It's
don't
not a choice.
choose.
It's not a free choice. You don't choose to be a dick.
I mean, no, I definitely don't. Have you ever met
You
my
can
mum
stop
and
at any
dad?
time.
Have you ever
You
met
can
my
stop
mum and
at any
dad?
time.
If
No, I don't believe that.
if you ever met my mum and dad, you'd realise that I choose to be a dick. Because they're lovely, and I'm a massive.
I bet they're
wanker.
lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, they
so you
are.
were
They're really
nurtured
nice.
in a loving home, and
Yeah.
it's like, right,
And I came out of it just going, oh, you know what? Fuck you guys. So Overwatch is an extended action which may operate over multiple rounds of combat. It has to be fully automatic. Pick an area to watch. 45 degrees from the direction you're facing to half the range of the weapon. Once your kill zone is established, you may spend subsequent turns. So you can establish Overwatch now, but you don't get to act until after your next turn.
It's full action then, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Well, no,
Okay.
it's kind of not. It's kind of like it varies depending on the situation. Tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you
What I want
how
to do
it
is,
works.
well, I'll tell you what I'd like to. I'd like to start using for the first time my Maglev Grace. Start floating up the air and bringing in a Overwatch position over this way. I guess I'll roughly somewhere like here and here, that sort of way.
All right.
Well, not even quite like that. It's a bit gammy, but you just get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the worst 45 degrees I've ever seen. So
Close.
away with you, bad angles.
Yeah, I'm going to let you activate float and go into Overwatch, because I think Overwatch is supposed to be half an action to ready and half an action to fire when something moves into it. So I'm going to give you half an action to float, half an action to ready, and maybe this turn you won't get to fire, but you would next.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so you got a brace as well, haven't I? So, but I like to think she's got all these bionic arms, so she can probably hold it reasonably well and just brace it on herself because she's mostly metal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll hover up. I'll start aiming this way. I guess they Overwatch next turn then. So half to brace and half to float.
Okay. Naeus is going to... Where's Naeus? Let's have a look at his character sheet. Half maybe he's 4. He comes up. His rifle is up against the... Like, right up against his cheek, and he's aiming down the sight. And Hannibal and Vernetta, you're very close to him. You can tell by the way he moves, by the way he hefts his rifle. This guy is military. He's not just some cunt with a gun. You know, he knows what he's doing, and he's very professional. And he moves forward. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Let me just see what he sees. Okay. And you hear, and none of you remember him syncing with your communications, but you suddenly all hear his voice in your comm beads, and he goes, "Contact!" And he aims, and Vernetta, you can see he's aiming like northeast. It's going to be turn 2. I'm just going to add some other people to the turn. They're all going to be on a 10. Which is great because no one else is on a 10. Turn 2. Hannibal, give me a perception check. Not sight-based, if it makes a difference. It'll be hearing-based. Yeah, Hannibal, you can hear shouting from... You see this tent over here?
Yep.
You hear raised voices coming from behind the tent. What would you like to do?
From behind the tent?
Yep. It's not. It sounds like human voices, but it's not in a language that you recognise.
Well, I'm assuming they are the baddies, so I'm going to quick draw the grenade launcher and fire it at the tent.
Show me on the screen where you'd like to aim the grenade.
Is that just a cloth tent?
Yeah.
Is it safe to assume that the high power grenade being fired from this grenade launcher could penetrate the cloth wall of a tent?
Yeah. I mean, you're a military man. You think that might happen, which is why I'm asking you to.
I want it to land about there.
You want it to go about there? Okay, I'm just going to mark that.
Probably no one in the tent.
All right. Okay.
Probably the survivors of the carnival hiding in a tent.
So you
all the women and children.
Slide the grenade launcher out. You rack the grenade launcher and you rack the grenade launcher and boom, off it goes. I'd like you to make a ballistic skill attack, please. You don't have launcher, do you?
No.
Okay, so it's -20 for the fact you don't.
He is an enthusiast.
I know that. there's +10 for the range, +10 for a single shot. I think that's everything. So you're going to be on straight ballistic skill.
Just a straight roll.
Yep. You're about to witness the beauty of
I'm going to
grenade
re-roll
launchers.
it.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay, so 3 degrees of failure. So roll me a d8.
Definitely. Back at you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is 3 degrees, so 3 meters off. And it's a frag, right?
Yep.
So it's blast 4. And it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll 2d10, please. And again. Alright, so there's this followed like immediately after this detonation of these frag grenades. And a guy gets blasted out from behind the tent here, and he's dead. And another guy gets blasted up in the air and comes down on top of the tent, and he's also dead.
I just like the idea of quick drawing a grenade launcher.
I know. It's just like such a casual thing, like thunk, fuck you over there, vaguely. That's. Did you aim that?
Nah,
So you still got half an action.
it's just an instinct. I'll start to reload it. Whilst casually saying, sorry, heard a noise. It's got a drum on it, has it?
It's a drum, so it had like 5 when you bought it, so it's still got 4 left. When you bought it, when you borrowed it, sorry.
Have it.
You've still got half an action, if you'd like to do anything with that.
That's it.
Okay. Siegfried!
How about the tent? Is it still standing?
Yeah, the tent's... This grenade has kind of gone up and over...
Hopped over it.
And then, well, I wouldn't say it's standing, it's collapsed because there's a guy on it that's been blasted up in the air and landed on top of it. But it's I'll worry about that in a minute. Siegfried, let's just see what
Who's
you can
that?
see. That's Neas. Let me have a
Alright,
look.
cool.
Let me have a look, just a sec. Alright, you can see a guy
Yeah.
to your northeast.
Yeah.
He's quite.
Okay.
God damn it! Why am I burping so much? He's 100 feet away. Why is this map in fucking feet?
You've made your bed, now you have to lie in it.
Go
Dave.
fuck yourself, Alan!
Aerial bed.
Fuck you!
You've chosen your
No!
name.
No, I didn't! It's 20 meters
You've
away.
renounced the metric
Shut your
system.
mouth! Shut your mouth! I haven't renounced anything. It's situational. Northeast of you. Northeast of you, Siegfried.
Can I charge
No,
20?
stop ganging up on me!
You can't take it back, Dave.
Yeah.
Can I charge him?
I think he's. Oh wait, maybe you can. What's your? Thanks for helping distract the mob, there, Johnny. Let's.
Right.
They want my blood for my statements about range and measuring. They hate me for it. What's your charge range? Let's have a look. No, your charge is only 12 meters. You could run towards him, but you wouldn't be able to hit him.
Okay. I'm going to run towards him.
Okay.
Uh,
Can you see the guy I'm on about?
yeah, I do. I see him.
Yeah. Yeah, you can run up there with your sword
How
in
do I
hand.
get the? How do I get the just do it by squares? Do I get double? Like, do I get even faster? Because haven't I got a really high agility?
Yeah, you have. So you move ridiculously fast, but your charge is still only 12 meters. So
Right, okay.
So you can move up to 24, I think, but you
Yeah.
can't charge more than 12 meters. But you can move
Okay.
right up to that guy if you want for your turn.
Yeah. Just like my guy. 1 second. Happen.
Set.
Oh, there's a guy there. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to sling the rifle and draw my power blade.
Do you have quick draw?
Ah! I drop the rifle because it's jammed, and draw my sword.
So you don't have quick draw, but you can run and chuck your rifle, and next turn you can draw your sword.
Okay.
For a half action. Cool. Gaius.
Okay.
Hang on, I'll move to there because I want to be able to charge. So,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Alright,
You see Siegfried go charging off into the distance. You've seen Hannibal has nailed a tent, and there are numerous screaming people around it. You realise, that there is fucking war afoot here, Gaius. What would you like to do?
wait a second, I'm just checking if I've got quick draw.
Gaius, I'm sure Gaius has quick draw.
I think it's one.
Yeah, I think he's used
No
it.
Yeah,
power
yeah,
gazer
but-
leaves home
go.
without it.
No, I've got quick draw. So, can I snatch up one of the pistols off his dead body and
Yep.
pocket it?
Yep.
So I'll snatch a pistol off this guy, pocket it in my flat coat. Only one, just one what's near me. Can I do that as a quick? And then
Yeah,
I'll.
that counts as quick
That's
draw.
half. Yeah, and then I'll move over. I'll just go round this tent actually. One. And have a look down here. See a guy right at the distance stuff again. I'm not sure if it's in range. And then I'll get my bolt pistol ready as we have half action.
Okay. Add to your inventory an unusual las pistol.
Not unusual last pistol.
No, an unusual las pistol.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Okay. That's your turn, Seraph. What does she see? Let's have a look. What does she see? She doesn't see anything because her vision's not turned on for some reason. That's weird. She's not going to do anything. She's just going to stand there. She doesn't know what's happening. She's a bit out of sorts after what's happened earlier today. And then it's the next step. There's going to be a guy over here. He's going to Gaius is the only person he can see. He's going to take a shot at Gaius. He's moved. He can't aim, so that's single shot. Plus 20, so 55. That's a miss. Gaius, there is gunfire coming at you from your northwest.
Contact. Northwest.
There is a woman, Siegfried, as you're mincing about over here, like trying to line up on this charge on this guy with a rather high-powered looking rifle. This fucking lunatic, this deranged, like, man that looks like he's in his 60s, sorry, with very pale skin, and his teeth are like almost transparent. He comes rushing at you out of nowhere, wearing this shitty jacket and this horrible top hat, and he's wielding this sledgehammer, and he just fucking rushes at you.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to charge you there, and he's going to.
You've made me think of like Fagin with a
Fagin
sledgehammer.
with a hammer. Exactly, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
So that's 55 on his weapon skill.
Cool.
That's a 7. That's a hit,
Okay.
Johnny. Would you like
Can
to
I
dodge
dodge
or
it?
parry?
I'm going to parry it, actually,
Oh no, you haven't got your sword out.
which is easier. Oh, yeah, I'll just dodge it then.
Go for dodge.
I'll dodge. Yeah. And a second. Hopefully it'll work. His dodge is decent, I think. Can use... Oh, maybe it's not. I don't know. Dodge. Where is it? Dodge. Ah, yeah. Okay. 1.
Yeah,
There
so
you go.
this guy swings this massive sledgehammer overhead, and you just dodge to one side. And it hits the ground, cracks the dirt beneath your feet. You think that was quite possibly a lucky escape.
Yeah.
And then wait. A guy appears from over here, bumbles out the food stall, and he is a big chap. He's about 6'4", and he's bigger than Hannibal. His arms are massive, and he's wielding what looks like a bolt gun with a belt-fed weapon attachment, and he's got a sanctuary officer hat perched on top of his head, which is far too small for him. And he looks to the west towards Gaius and Hannibal, and he's going to open fire in their direction. So this is going to be semi, so that's +0. Range is 10. Okay, so 45. That's a fail. That's 100. And he goes, he pops out and he goes, ha 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 ha, click, and he jams his gun. Cunt.
What you get?
Over here, there's going to be some more shenanigans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a woman comes rushing at you, Siegfried, armed with a pair of knives. And she's going to swing at you with the first knife, which will be she's berserk charging, so +30. That's a hit on you, Siegfried.
That's fine.
Do you have the double dodge thing? I don't think you do yet, do you?
No, I don't. I've got enough armor to probably withstand to be able to shrug it off. I think so.
Okay.
He's got the mash on.
So that's a hit,
So.
and she's going to do 4, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 damage to your body. What's your armor?
Okay. My armor on my body is
Pin 1 as well.
4. 4.
Okay, so 9 becomes so that's 3 armor. So that's 6. What's your toughness?
Oh, toughness is 3, I think.
3. So 3 wounds.
7.
Yeah, this woman comes rushing towards you, and she slices into the small of your back as you're defending against this guy with the hammer. She does 3 wounds to you.
Okay.
Oh, nippy.
Oh, they're gonna. It's just giving me motivation. That's all.
4, 5, 6, 7. There's another guy comes lumbering out of nowhere over here, armed with a chainsword and a hefty-looking hand cannon. He's heading over your way. This guy that you were going to rush, he's going to... Let me just see what you can see. You can see Gaius. He's going to half aim, single shot, range +30, so that's 75. He hits. Gaius is going to attempt to dodge. Why is Gaius' character sheet gone so small? There we go. Dodge from Gaius. Yeah, Gaius dodges to one side as this guy opens up with this precision hunting rifle and misses. And the rest of the guys can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Siegfried is getting swarmed by plebs of assorted stripes that all have a weird variety of weapons. They're all heading towards him. I think that's it. That's me done. Let's get to the end of this. Trantier.
Well,
I've just rolled to see if Trantier actually notices that happening. Oops. There we go. Nope. Trantier does not notice that Siegfried's about to get swamped. Trantier is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's her move. No, she's gonna she can run. She's gonna lock down this guy. And then there's this guy that's dead. That has no reason to still be on the fucking turn order. Vernetta!
Out of interest, can I remain braced while hovering?
I think you can, but it's... I'll have to look into this properly. I'm not going to do it now.
No, as I said, I don't think I need to do it now, but it's something I might like to do, like, say, kind of bracing up and just hover around the laser.
Yeah, so
Feels
like
quite
bracing generally involves like putting your weapon on something or having the bulging biceps talent, which you don't have yet. But I quite like the idea that you could. So
Yeah, but I'll say she's got a lot of bionics, right? So anyway, I don't need to do it now anyway, so we're talking over time on it. But I'll do a half aim and a full auto, aiming over. This way.
You need some extendable tripod arms what come out your elbows.
So
No, I just want to float around just holding it because she's fucking she's half machine, man.
half aim
be
is
like some
10.
kind of floating. Yeah, half aim is 10. Full auto is that -10.
-10 range. What's your range?
It'll be half range, but it'll be non-proficient.
Okay, so so that's half aim, full auto. They cancel each other out. Range is +10. So and non-proficient. So -10. Make a ballistic skill attack at -10. I think. You're going for this lady here, this lovely young lady who Dave might recognise from the other night. Ooh.
I'll try a reroll, I think, Dave.
Okay.
Not like that, Vernetta. Not like that. Believe in the multi-laser.
Ooh.
No, slightly worse.
Lances of bright red energy begin to spike down from the sky as Vernetta hoses the area down with high-powered lasfire, missing everyone. Okay.
I'm going to say no regrets over the con.
Okay, Neas was aiming, wasn't he? I think. Take Las. Wait, no. Neas, half move. Yeah, so Neas, where's Neas? He's there. He's half aiming. And he's gonna fucking pop this cunt back here with a sniper rifle. And Neas is going to. What's he got? All right. So half aim he did last turn. He's going to do another half aim this turn for a full aim. Range is short. Rate of fire is. Can he do a semi? He's going to do a semi-auto burst. Pew pew pew. Neas hits twice. The guy can dodge. 30. He doesn't dodge. Neas is going to hit twice with that shot. Cuts through his armor. That is 3 and 4 damage. 7. There we go. That's the end of turn 2. Do you want to call it there, guys?
Hey, I'll have to leave it there, guys.
Yep.